I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. Well, well, well. I'm going to see if I can do my live on my phone and see if that makes a difference. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know, brother. I don't know. I don't want to blame YouTube if it's maybe it's my software, right? I don't want to blame YouTube. I think I've done. I blame YouTube, but what if it's my software? So I think what I'm going to do is I was going to try to grab my phone here and see if I can just do it on the phone. Try to find out if that's what it is. Um, that is crazy. I will say though that a lot of people have complained about not getting notifications. So there's that, man. And I really feel that we have a really good show this morning. I really feel that we have a good show this morning. So I'm not sure why they're doing that. Good morning. Good morning. That's how you say hello to some people. You say good morning, or you say just say hello first, and then we can start talking. I wonder if these people go out on the street and instead of saying hi to somebody, they just throw an insult at them as they walk by. Not sure. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Is there a way to tell whether you are just losing signal or YouTube is cutting the feed? Well, my software says reconnecting on here, and it finally says that it's still streaming, but then YouTube cuts the feed already. So if the software still says that it's working and then YouTube cuts it off, I don't know what those are. Bryant, these are my PlayStation 5 headphones because of the wireless. Yeah, real. Just saying. That's okay, man. You know, um, I just think that before you start throwing insults, you got to at least say good morning. You know what I mean? Remember, we're all Americans. We're patriots. Um, I don't want to believe that people just want to fight. I want to believe that people, well, you can throw an opinion out there, but you got to at least say hello or good morning. And well, I disagree with this, but you guys are throwing that to me was not too bad, but it was not too bad. But most people come in and start hating on us. So there is that. Let me see. This is actually the whole picture that I took here. This is over here in Washington State, obviously. That's the full picture right there. There you go, Miss Dress. Good morning. Why did you vote for Trump, especially with your ethnicity? Well, especially because of my ethnicity, I am a migrant from Honduras, and one of the things that we were against. This is in Honduras, not here. One of the things that we were against, from my mother and other family members and the neighborhood, that there was a lot of people that used to have talks like, I'm going to get pregnant, I'm going to go to the United States illegally, but once I have my baby over there, I'm just going to stay there as long as I can. And when my baby is 18 years old, they're going to give me papers. That's what we call anchor babies. Okay. And my mother always said, no, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. You got to do it legally. And what happens is a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Hondurans actually get a visa to come here and visit. And that is okay. Migration is great. Massive illegal migration is really bad for many, many reasons. But I'll give you just a few if we can stay live long enough. One of the main reasons is this. All of the people that come here illegally, they either come here because they're ignorant and they don't know how the process works. I'll give that benefit of doubt. The second one is they're criminals, so they don't want to be vetted. They don't want to be investigated before they're given a visa, so they come here illegally. And then there's the other people that don't respect the law. Now, they don't sell drugs or anything like that, but they don't respect the law. They feel they're entitled to everything that they want in life, and they have no respect for others. That's another kind of people that come here illegally. So if they are willing to break the law just to get something that they want, not even need, but something that they want, they are not good material to be in this country. They just never will be. Now, they can make money, they can get a house, but that doesn't mean that they're helping the country. You think taxes is enough. That's not enough. The fact that they're not going to come here to protect the border, to protect the laws of this country, to respect the people, the fact that they're going to abuse the system. Like, what is the biggest problem that we have right now? The biggest problem we have right now is that everybody thinks that President Trump is hateful. Why? Because he's using the law? Because he's upholding the law? You got over 21 million illegal immigrants in this country. I have seen nothing but unpeaceful protests, hateful people on the street. You know why they have more thousands of people on protests nowadays? Because a lot of them are illegal. A lot of them are illegal. A lot of them become trolls. They come through here once in a while. A lot of them will go to a lot of channels. As a matter of fact, most of the trolls are probably going to be somewhere in Africa, in India, in China. I've seen these rooms with like hundreds of cell phones connected to a network, and they all just boom, boom on automatic replies. They go to a website, boom, they put their butts to do automatic replies. And they use artificial intelligence to be able to see, okay, what are they talking about? And they will listen to what we're talking about, and then we'll just start throwing random stuff out there. And mind you, yeah, there's a lot of people that are real. But a lot of bots out there are there to make a divide in our country. So, okay, Ms. Dreshany, okay, what's your favorite news outlet? What's your favorite news outlet? Go ahead and put your news outlet on the chat. I want to see who's who. And if I get kicked off this live, I'm going to use my cell phone instead of the damn computer. And we'll see if that's the reason why we're getting kicked off. Go ahead and put your favorite news outlet or your favorite source of information. Put that on the chat. And maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I need to go and go into these different outlets. Go ahead. Every single one of you guys that came in here with a dumb comment, go ahead and put it in there. Okay, so YouTube, that is the best place that you have for information. I like that. That's fair. I like that. Yeah, that's her opinion. That's Dresh's opinion. Man is back. What's going on, Rock fan? My man. See, everybody knows. Everybody knows how I say it. Newsmax. Okay. You know what? Actually, I don't even read. I don't listen to Newsmax, but okay. It's not too bad. I think they're. What do you think? You think they're very neutral, or do you think they lean to one side more than the other? Yeah. Well, I can listen to Fox, right? And I will listen to Fox, and some of them use common sense, but some of them are stuck. It doesn't matter how bad something is happening; they tend to lean to one side. Okay, but they don't think about just the country itself. They don't think, patriotism, and yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, some Fox News. Yeah, not everybody in Fox. I mean, let's be honest. CNN is kind of popular because of Scott Jenkins. He just happens to be a conservative. He happens to be a Republican. But that's why CNN still has those numbers coming in and making that money. Some news is opinion shows, but people think it's news. Yeah, I can agree with that. That's a good one. Thank you, Say. Colin says, and I watch YouTube and see real rage. Yeah, yeah. Glenn Beck is really good at research and putting out truth with receipts. Yeah. Fox, so many babes. Hey, I think they're all married. Let's see. Blaze, okay. I watched some stuff from Blaze. Yeah. Not bad. Everybody knows Trump is old as freak. Let the freedom ring. Oh, come on. That's not the news outlets that be honest. Be honest. If you guys hate my channel, you got to be honest. What is your news outlets that you watch? What are your resources for information? Is your information source a website that says Republicans against liars, or is it Democrats against Trump? What is your favorite? Who are your favorite information characters? Go ahead and give me some in here, and let's take a look. Okay, now don't talk to me about theories. Theories are only theories; they're not truth. Conservative Christian, okay. That username doesn't go with it, but okay, I will. I will try to believe that you are being honest. Joshua with many wives, which, by the way, is spelled with a V as in Victor, I think. Yeah, OAN, okay, yeah. They got removed from cable. Oh, okay. Let's see what else you got. Do the opposite, Dennis says. Yes. Don't vote Republican. Bro, that's crazy, bro. We just had like over 300 people watching the live stream and they get cut off. That's crazy. Let's see how long this stream goes. Let's see. What else do we got? Anybody? Come on. What did the bots just left? Where did the trolls go? Let's see. I can see I can see why the illegal immigrants that come into my chat called me a sellout. I understand that. They are happy with their illegal immigration. But the thing is that we don't want illegal immigrants in Honduras either. Mexicans don't want illegal immigrants in Mexico. And that's a fact. Now tell me that I'm giving you misinformation. Anybody, tell me that's misinformation. Tell me that's misinformation. Mexico does not want illegal immigration. Honduras does not want illegal immigration. Go ahead. No, I didn't say call me names. Tell me if that's misinformation. Is that a fact or did I just make that up? Go on now. Don't be shy. Man, you guys are quiet. My tax is for John, not one. Josh. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I like that, Josh. Oh, hey. That might be the DHS that you have to wear, my friend. But let's just be honest. I think having 7 children is enough. But yeah, I can see you. I see you. God bless you too, Joshua. Come on, guys. I think, Brian, facts, Dennis. I've noticed a lot of South American country citizens are very protective of their own nationality. Absolutely, 100%. If you accidentally cross into Mexico in the desert, they will lock you up for 10 years. Now, you know why it's kind of quiet, guys, in the chat? Because the bots need some sort of a specific information to retaliate against. And a lot of the Democrats that are still lost in their way, they will come around. But a lot of people that are still lost in their way, they say they're against this and they're against that and they're protesting this and they're protesting that. But the fact is that when you actually ask them why or what it is, they don't know. They have no clue. They got no clue. Yeah, that's right. Kind of similar to America First. What? There's bots? I didn't know. I thought it was AI. Yeah, that's what we call it nowadays. AI, I guess. But they're bots. They're bots. Hey, I'm trying to quiet down. I'm trying to give. Here we go. Some information. Here we go. The MAGA grift is over. Okay. Let's see. The Zen Masters here. They all must be idiots, right? Yeah, maybe. But I just ask a simple question. If you are on here, I know a lot of you guys already replied, but I'm looking for future, for different people to reply that haven't yet. What is your news source and what news channels do you watch to stay informed? Let freedom ring. I know that there's no school today, but be nice. Try to act educated, even if you're in 3rd grade. We can do it. Come on. We can do it. Here's the truth. In the 80s, in the early 80s, my cousin, I was in 3rd grade. My cousin had lived in the United States for a very long time. He's a citizen. And my cousin, just so you know, all my cousins are like 30, 40 years older than me, okay? There's a lot, very old people. He had 2 kids, a daughter and a son. His son was in 5th grade or 6th grade. He just started middle school, I think is what it was. And my cousin says, well, hey, Dennis, you're in 3rd grade, right? Okay, yeah. He says, I'm going to give you guys a math problem. And I said, okay. And so in third grade, they had just taught us, we have just learned to multiply and divide by 6 numbers, decimals. And we started doing the homework, and I finished my homework, that he gave us. And then his son was stuck with the simplest math problems. I'm not saying that I'm a genius in math. Nah, by far I am not. I'm flawed in math. But the fact is, he's in 6th grade. I'm in 3rd grade in Honduras. And he couldn't do the simple math problems in that. What does that tell you about education here in America? Well, in this chat, Let Freedom Ring tells me that he hasn't passed 2nd grade yet. And yet somehow he graduated. Man, I think this is the longest live that we've had today. That's my first mug. That's my first 20 ounces. Got to get some more. Dennis is a Timu patriot, says Let Freedom Ring. I don't think that's ringing freedom there. I think you're lying about your nickname is deceiving. Arguing is not very zen, is it? No, it isn't. All right, the Zen Master says, kind of takes the sting out of calling me an idiot when you spell things wrong. If you still understood that they were calling you an idiot, I think they made their point. And spelling really is irrelevant sometimes, isn't it? The Zen says education in America generally sucks. So let's get rid of the education system entirely. No. We don't need to do that. We need education. But the problem is that we have to change how the system works. You see, sometime, somewhere in education here, I don't know when, here in the United States, they stopped giving an F about education. If you don't reach a certain level at 1st grade, you don't go to 2nd grade. You get held back. That's how it works. If you don't reach a certain level at 2nd grade, you just don't pass. You get held back. 3rd grade, etc. I see people in the senior year, 12th grade, that still don't know how to spell. Not by accident. No, they just don't know how to spell. Especially athletes. Very rare do I see very smart, on point athletes. Listen to the way that they talk. Uneducated. Very uneducated. It is rare to see that there is actually an educated athlete out there. Very rare. You remember when they used to go play professional games, basketball and football? Remember? Professional. You wear a suit. It's business day. Now they just wear whatever the hell they want to wear. They just, trending some sort of new style. They got no discipline. There's no education. I'm telling the truth. Oh, man. Berniel is back. I didn't see that. I miss you coming back in here, bro. Let's see. The Zen Master says, okay, blah, blah, blah. Berniel says, bell curve is low. Let Freedom Ring is compensating for something. He thinks he's smarter than me, and he is more, and he is black, is what he's saying. Oh, man. Sure. Let's see. Ozzy says, when the Department of Education was created in 1979, America ranked number 1 in education. Today, we rank in the 40s. Actually, yeah, we're pretty much last, which is crazy. There's a lot of bad countries out there, and I cannot believe their education is a lot better than American. That is crazy. I will tell you this, though, okay? Don't despair. One of the things that I do like about the American way of life is maybe they suck with their education system, but their vision, their dreaming has always been of building, of evolving, of keeping up, with technology and things like that. I know that we have a lot of hard workers, laborers and stuff in the Hispanic community, but Americans are not far. I think Americans are very underrated when it comes to labor and ingeniality. Is that a word? Ingenious? I don't know if that's a word. But I think that Americans are very underrated. I'm going to tell you, even in the military power, military history, they have been amazing warriors, and I think a lot of it has to do with all the mixing that we do in this country, which I think mixing is amazing. It's great. We shouldn't be looking at a certain color or a certain race. I think we're all mutts by now, but I think that's okay. As long as you're respecting your country and you're a patriot to your country, I don't care what you mix with. Just don't go this, certain routes. But let's see. Man said he's moved back to the States where it belongs. Let's see. I don't know what that was. Hey, Doom, what's up, buddy? Thank you for saying hello here first before we start the war. Doom said, huge Nick Fuentes fan, just to clarify to everyone. Well, I just said the opposite of what Nick Fuentes would say. Nick Fuentes finds mixing with other races disgusting. And that's his loss. I think his mixing is disgusting. Yeah, he thinks he's white, but he's not white. His mixing is disgusting, only because of the way that his brain turned out to be. Let's see, what do we got in here? Johnny, hey, Johnny Bravo. I used to watch Johnny Bravo all the time, guys. He says, no idiot left behind. That's how we got Congress. Oh, man, for a second I thought it was an insult to me, but yeah. Very, very nice. Very well put. I like that. No idiot left behind. Oh, man, that's how we got Congress. Absolutely. But Doom says, but at the end of the day, I respect you, man. Oh, you better. You better. Josh says, just say blacks. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Are you talking about because of the mixing thing? No. There is Native Indians in here. There's a lot of Asians in here. There's a lot of Hispanics here. There's a lot of different kind of cultures and ethnicities. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be very honest with you. Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and read a couple more comments here. I remember when immigrants used to be. Yeah, remember when immigrants used to be legal? We always have had illegal immigrants. Okay, that's always going to happen, I believe. But it doesn't have to be crossing the border. Sometimes it's just they overstay their visa and they stay here illegally. Men says, I will never get down with anyone who hates on Israel. Yeah, I agree. I'm a 100% supporter of Israel. Gotta go, fam, says Berniel. Peace out. And he is out. And you know what? Berniel, you still here? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Berniel dropped a big gift to me earlier. And I want to say to all of you guys, thank you so much for becoming members of my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support and for your love. Thank you for putting up with negative comments from other people that don't like us. And I really want to say thank you to all my members. So here we go. What? Liberty, thanks for joining the membership, brother. Appreciate you. Live Freedom said this podcast is ass. But this one is for Berniel, even though the title is not there yet. Much love to you, my brother. And get jiggy with it as you leave the chat. Threw a couple of sombreros in there for some of our libtards that come in here and hate on us. We still love you. We still love you. Awesome. Only patrons like this little dance that we have from our POTUS. Everybody else just doesn't doesn't have peace. That's all that is. All right, let me read a couple of comments in here. Let's see. Besides this podcast being asked, B Dragon says we're always had illegal immigration. What we have not always had is social services to dole out money to people. Okay. So I think now listen to me on this, okay? If you disagree, it's okay. But this is what I think. You said social service. Okay, when I think of social services, I'm thinking, maybe food stamps, okay, SNAP. Now, a lot of people on the left, they like to argue that, people on SNAP, having people on SNAP and food stamps and all this stuff, they say that it helps the economy. But they're kind of far from the truth in this aspect. Think about this. So, how is it really helping the economy when all you're doing is just taking more money from the hardworking people and giving it not just, and we're gonna separate the people that actually need it. Okay, if somebody actually needs it, we're not talking about these people, veterans. I'm not talking about mothers with children. They got to do their thing as well, but I'm talking about people that really can't and they need to get some help with food and medical. Okay, I'm with it. As long as you're an American citizen, this is why we pay taxes. This is why capitalists believe that, yes, some socialism has to exist. And social services, it is some sort of socialism, right? Because they are spreading or, dividing the wealth amongst those who need it the most. With that being said, when you give lazy people that don't want to work SNAP benefits, cash, food, free housing, you think, see, the left side think, thank you, brother, that the left side thinks that because they are spending, they're buying food, you know what I'm saying? They're buying food and they're helping the market and all this other stuff. They think that's helping the economy. But think about it. You are just wasting taxes on that. And I'm not talking about 100. We're talking about billions of dollars in taxes. If you encourage people to work like the big, beautiful bill does, you have to work at least 20 hours a week in order to qualify for benefits. Let me tell you something. I don't like depending on the government. That's not what I want at all. But if you work 20 hours a week, is it enough to pay your rent? I mean, most likely, if you're in food stamps and health care, especially if you are in Section 8, you don't pay rent. I mean, working 20 hours a week, you're going to pay 30% of that to rent. Everything else you got. So you got plenty of food. You got your healthcare service that you want so bad. And those 20 hours a week gives you the cash to be able to pay for electricity, to be able to pay for your regular utilities in the house. So you're set. You see, the system is not set up for you to be rich. It's not set up for you to get the latest iPhone. If you are on SNAP, you shouldn't have an iPhone. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't. Let's go ahead and why don't we read an article? Let's see. Why don't we read this one about Donald Trump? This Trump doesn't understand inflation, it says. All right, let's read this together and hey, let's see what it says. Guys, don't remove comments. No comment removing today. Okay. So here we go. Let me see if I can make this just a little bit bigger. Somebody says that I misinterpret what I'm reading, so I'm going to need you guys' help to read with me. Okay. Mr. Left Foot Louie, yes, I am a legal migrant that became an American citizen. Thank you very much. We are getting much more back from Argentina than we gave. Research. Let's go. All right, guys. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and read this. I have to look to my left here. That's what my third monitor is. Americans are very unhappy with Donald Trump. They're very unhappy with him for one reason in particular: the cost of living. On the campaign trail last year, Trump promised voters who were upset about inflation that if elected, he would slash energy and electricity costs and rapidly dive prices down and make America affordable again. He has not succeeded, not for lack of trying. The cost of living has risen since he took office. It has been rising every freaking year. That doesn't change. Inflation today is at 3%, up from 2.9% in 2024. And Americans are now as angry at him as they were at Joe Biden. In a CBS News YouGov poll released over the weekend, 64% of those surveyed disapproved of Trump's handling of the economy, and 68% disapprove of his handling in inflation. Well, I mean, that is a serious thing, and I think that we should really, look into that, right? Now, here's the thing that I'm going to say before we continue, and we will continue. I will say this. Taxes have dramatically been raised in my state, in Washington State. If you're paying $2.70 for your gas of gallon, I'm paying $3.88 on that gas of gallon. That's not Trump's fault. He did lower all the prices, but the taxes have been raising a lot higher, especially in blue cities and blue states. Okay? Let's just go ahead and throw that out of the way. Okay? I just want to make sure we understand each other. All right, so we continue, and it says Trump's reflexive responses has been to lie. We don't have any inflation. Now, I think that's an exaggeration. There will always be an inflation. But the way that they're posting it is we have a big inflation where people can't afford anything, right? Okay. Rascal Beans, much love, Mega Patrons. Hey, Pauls, welcome. If you're going to say that I'm lying, I want you to put on the chat. If you think that I'm lying and I'm giving you misinformation and everything is wrong, I want you to put on the chat how much you're paying in taxes, sales taxes, your federal taxes, how much are you paying in taxes, what it has been raised from last year to this year, and what is going to be your taxes beginning in the year 2026. Go ahead, Rascal. Next time I look over here, I hope you have an answer. Tell me how many taxes have been raised on your city or state, even though you're probably an illegal immigrant, but that's okay. You guys pay taxes, you say. Anywho, but because the president can't quite convince people that they are paying less for beef or electricity than they are actually paying, he has had to come up with some policies to deal with inflation. Unfortunately, his plans are little more than quick fix gimmicks that, in the unlikely event that they are ever enacted, promise to make things worse. I like that because they're saying that he is not fixing anything, but they say, unfortunately, his plans are no little more than quick fix gimmicks. Like it's fixed, it's quick fix, it says, but most likely it's going to get worse in the end. Like seriously, that's not information. Do not remove any comments on here. I want these losers to see that they are mistaken. Rascal, I can tell you have no knowledge. You don't know what the hell kind of taxes you're paying. You don't know what taxes have been raised this year, and you don't know what your taxes are going to be next year. I guarantee you that. But you know what? I look at all that crap in my state, and I know that we're being destroyed by our local government, not tariffs. That is just partial of a problem that we have. But I think tariffs are a great thing. Let's see. I pay more in taxes than rent, and I live in a closer studio. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's about right, Johnny. That is about right. Man. All right, here we go. One of Trump's challenges is dealing with inflation is that his signature policy, raising tariffs on imports from almost every country in the world. Now, this is the news that you get from MSN. Just so you know, this is how they post the news. Okay, so I like that these people have done their research. They say, right now, to be able to make these statements in here, you got to tell me why. That's not how this economy works. Our country's economy does not depend on tariffs. That's not the economy of our country, just so you know. You have to say, in order for you to say that tariffs are the problem, tell me how housing is affected by tariffs. Tell me how housing, gas, all these other local stuff, how are they being affected by tariffs? It has nothing to do with tariffs. But they don't put that on there because then it will debunk the argument that they're making. They're obviously trying to make President Trump look bad. It's MSN. I get it. But some of the things that is true. But why is it? Why is it hard for President Trump to be able to deliver on what he said? We got a lot of, I can't say this word here, but C blockers. Some of you perverts will know what that means. We have a lot of C blockers on cities and states that are Democratic. They're Democrats. They're C blockers. They don't let us reproduce a good thing. They fight him every single step of the way. And by the way, just so that you know, every time the attorney general from every state, city, etc., decide that they want to sue the administration, guess whose money they're using for that? And guess how many millions of dollars get used to that? And their lawyers can charge whatever the hell they want as fees. Isn't that convenient? And yet, most of the people on the Democratic leftist libtards, they don't think about those things. But let's continue reading the story because I think it's very interesting. I love to read stories and try to put my sense into it. Let's see. Raising tariffs on imports from almost every country in the world has made the stuff Americans buy more expensive. Oh, I want to pay attention to this right here. The stuff Americans buy more expensive. Americans buy more expensive. The products that they buy because of the tariffs is more expensive. And there is a common sense thing coming very soon to you right now. And not less. So Trump could, of course, just repeal the tariffs. He did finally lower the duties he imposed on coffee, beans, bananas, and other food imports. But Trump really loves tariffs. Now, if he did lower, right, he got rid of these tariffs on all these products that Democrats are still complaining is very expensive. That tells me it has nothing to do with tariffs. This is fantastic, isn't it? It's fantastic. So instead of getting rid of them, he has suggested simply sending Americans a $2,000 dividend. Checks paid from tariff revenues. I like that idea. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that works. But wait, there's more. A problem with this plan is that there are not dividends to pay out. Sending $2,000 checks to most Americans' households would demand more than what the government has collected in tariff revenues so far. In other words, what Trump is proposing is dumping hundreds of billions of dollars in deficit funding, stimulus spending into the economy. that would fuel inflation, not help squash it. Very interesting. But Democrats actually kept the country shut down. The government sent a lot of stimulus checks during COVID-19. President Trump wanted to open the country. They said no. Democrats milked the system. They once again took advantage of the American people, and they made a lot of money forcing people to vaccinate. And when they didn't vaccinate, they demonized everybody that didn't want to take the vaccination. You guys remember that? Because I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. All right. So let's continue here. Let's see. Trump's taking a similar shot-side approach to health insurance. The impeding expiration of many Affordable Care Act subsidies at the end of the year means that a lot of Americans face a massive spike in their health insurance costs. Bullcrap. If you didn't know, the subsidies that they have in here, mainly illegal immigrants are the ones that take advantage of that. And then the other important thing to see in here, let's say a massive spike. It was Democrats who introduced the Obamacare plan. It was Democrats that did not listen to President Donald Trump when he wanted to change that program. They squatted down. But now they would like to blame Donald Trump for those premiums to go up. That's Democrats doing. And they are like this because they know that everybody will soon, eventually will know that this is their doing, not President Trump's, not the Republicans. The Democrats made that plan, and they kept selling it to us as the Obama health care. A lot of people worship Obama. He didn't do jack squat for this country. Oh, well, he talked very nice. Who cares? I'd rather have somebody that talks rude but tells me the truth. Not somebody that tickles my ears with little lies in the right way. That's not how it works. Give me the truth every time. Give me the truth. With that being said, if we stop supporting illegal immigrants, there will be a lot more money for Americans to take advantage of these very same systems that they complain that they don't have access to. Let's continue. Figuring out how to make insurance affordable to healthy young people. Very interesting. How do we make health insurance affordable to healthy young people? Who needs health insurance? The healthy and young or the old and sick? Food for thought. Why would you pay health insurance for your very healthy and young children? Wouldn't it be better that we get the money from the government and just pay for that one particular deal? If you want to go to the chiropractor and you want to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on chiropractors, that's on your choice. That's your choice. That's your prerogative. Chiropractors are sometimes important, but they're not a necessity. I'm sorry if you're a chiropractor out there. I will probably change my mind if you came onto my channel and probe me otherwise. But the fact is that this is how they trick you. See, they don't. This is what I see with this healthcare problem. They don't push for healthier foods, lower price on healthier foods. They push for you to have to get a healthcare plan. Why? Why do you have to get a healthcare plan? Insurance, I get it. If there is a problem, all right, let me see who's texting me here. If there is a problem, insurance can be good. Suspect. Insurance is important. If you have kids in sports, this is what happens. You buy insurance for the season, $75, maybe $100. It's fair. It's fair. If your kid plays basketball, same thing. You buy the health insurance coverage for that season because they may break an arm, they may break an ankle, etc. They may need care. That's when you get insurance. Why would I buy a car insurance if I'm not driving? It makes no sense. But the government that forces you to get health insurance, why do they force you to get health insurance? Money. That's how they make their money. And these corrupted politicians that we have, nobody challenges them. Nobody challenges them. Last time I went to a chiropractor, I told them I have lower back pain, and I used to crack people. I used to level people twice my size in football. So now I'm paying the price. I had a lower back problem. I still do, but man, I went to the chiropractor. I could barely walk for 3 days. They messed up my back even worse than what it was. And, eventually, when they got an x-ray, blah, 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 we know what's going on. But yet, that was the last time I said, nope, we're not doing this. You guys put me in more pain than what I actually was before. Madam, thanks for stopping by. You're very welcome. This is what we're here for. Give information that people want to deny, but it's true. Let's see. Perhaps the single biggest source of anxiety about raising prices involves housing costs. Rents have soared across the U.S. in recent years. And in case you missed it, the reason why rents go very sky high prices is because of two things. Well, there are three things really, but the main thing is property taxes. They've been raised on properties, okay? Owning property is not good anymore. It's been raised very high. Second, occupancy. If occupancy is high, they check the market around, find out what the other competitors are renting apartments for, and they are actually getting a high return. The rents keep going up on a daily basis. I kid you not. On a daily basis, prices go up. Let me let you in a little secret here. One of the reasons why any type of property management company raises the prices on your contract when you live in an apartment community, well, even a house. One of the reasons they raise the price is because they want you to get the hell out. See, the best way to maintain a property when you're managing a property, and if you have any experience on this, you'll know what I'm saying is true. The way that we maintain and upkeep the property is we get people to move in and we get people to move out. We charge a deposit. Why? Because most likely people are going to destroy the carpets. They're going to leave a hole in the wall. They're going to use our appliances, and eventually those appliances need to be replaced, even though they might not be bad. But if the whole physical appearance of it is monstrous, they will have to replace those appliances. So if you have somebody living in there for a long time and they just keep renewing the contract at a lower price, you'll never get rid of these people. And by the time that they leave, that apartment is going to be completely destroyed. Most likely, that was my 99% of my experience in apartments. That's what the biggest problem was. So what happens? They raise the price, number one, to make more money, of course. But second, they raise the price so that people have to move out. And the people that move in, they're used to the high price. So they're not going to complain that they were paying $1,000 before, but now they're paying $1,200. No, they won't complain because they're new. This is the way that apartments are being leased. And if they go to another competitor, another apartment community, the price is going to be very similar. And so that's the way that they do housing. That is why renting goes up so high, so fast. It has nothing to do with tariffs. Capiche? Here we go. Continue. Let's see. Okay. I think I skipped the rest of the healthcare, ACA, but let's go ahead and continue. Let me go back up here a few steps. Figuring out how to make insurance affordable for healthy young people will also guarantee, while also guaranteeing reasonable insurance prices for older Americans and people with pre-existing conditions, is an incredibly complicated problem. Trump doesn't do complicated. His solution is to simply repeal the ACA Act and just give people money so they can negotiate and buy their own much better insurance. I like how they make that sound like a bad idea. That is actually one of the best ideas that we actually have with our healthcare. Good morning, Craig. How are you? I see you. Did I miss anybody else that's come in here? Oh, geez. My faithful hater troll subscribers are here too. Send money directly back to the people may sound good, but it is hard to see how this plan would help a 55-year-old man with diabetes secure affordable insurance. Instead, it seems like a great way to freeze out a lot of people from the health insurance market entirely. So what is the problem? What really is the problem? And I'm asking you guys this question because why is it that hospitals and clinics, they have prices set for their service? Now, you can go from one clinic to the other and be like, okay, how much do you charge for this procedure? How much do you charge for this procedure? They don't want to tell you on the phone right away. They want to just be able to bill you. But what is it? That a procedure costs $200 out of pocket. Okay? Pay $200 out of pocket. But if you have insurance coverage, they will up the bill to $1,200. Now we know why. But is that reasonable? Why would insurance companies have to pay more? Well, I'll tell you how. This is how they make the money. Of course. Of course, this is how they make the money. So, how do we fix this problem? Who is responsible for high insurance prices? Is it really that our healthcare program is bad? Or is it because somebody's making bank of the healthcare program? There was a chart that showed that since the Obamacare plan came up, they have shown the profits have exponentially high prices have risen the money that these big pharma corporations are making. I can't find the right words right now. Sorry about that. But they are benefiting hugely, taking advantage of us. And all they can say is Trump's fault and the Trump's administration. No. Take responsibility for what you're doing. Stop lying to the people. Do these people sit around and do they really? I need to get my water ready. Do they really look at the situation and be like, okay, well, here we go. We need to get a healthcare plan that really is affordable. But I have to remember the insurance company has to make money. This is why they're an insurance company. So, okay, so how do we control the pricing? What's going on? How much are they charging for this? Like, do they sit down and audit all these charges? Wait a minute. You're charging $900 for a liter of IV that costs you how much to make? $3? Do they really go and question these things? One of the things, and I know this is very rare, but one of the things that AOC was doing in one of the hearings, she was questioning, why are we paying $10,000 for a bag of divots? $10,000. Why? She actually had an argument. Why? And you know what? The contractors for the government, they can charge whatever the hell they want on their products. And you know what their answer is? Well, they don't have to come to us. Really? That's how you keep your customer? They don't have to come to you? Okay, that's fine. That's true. But the question was legit. Why are they paying $10,000 for a bag of divots, right? Okay, whatever. And insurance is the same way. Why are you going to be corrupted and charge more just because you know the insurance company will cover it? See, when you go buy health insurance, and I don't really like to get into health insurance, but I know how it works. When you go buy health insurance, the insurance will say, okay, you're going to pay this much every month, this much out of every check, and then you're going to get covered at 80% of the cost. Well, that's never true. They always overcharge you so that you end up paying what you're supposed to pay anyway. They think we're stupid, but we're not stupid. Insurance companies know exactly what they're doing. In clinics and hospitals, they know exactly what they're doing. So they overprice so that they can compensate for that extra money that they want to make. And that, my friends, causes us to pay more for health insurance in the long run. How about no congressman, no senator, nobody in the government position qualifies for any kickbacks at all? How about we make it illegal for Congress to get hundreds of thousands of dollars from Pfizer? Why are they getting paid? Why? Why? They get paid to do a job, to serve the people. They shouldn't be getting no commission from nobody. They shouldn't be participating on stock shares. There should be no kickback to the government by any health insurance. So why are hospitals and clinics triple, sometimes 5 times charging more than what they're supposed to? I took my wife. We went to an emergency room. It wasn't like really an emergency, but we couldn't go to the clinic because of the time. I know some of you members in here probably know already. How much do you think they charge us for using the emergency room? Not the ambulance. We drove there, we parked, blah, blah, blah. How much do you think the hospital charges us for coming in through the emergency entrance and checking in? Go ahead. Let's see. If I just got a couple of guests. Just go ahead and put a guess. How much do you think they charge me here in Washington State? How much did they charge me for using the emergency entrance? While you think on that, I would like to go ahead and make my coffee. And with that, I am going to say thank you to my subscribers. Dennis is starting to sound more like a Democrat. Well, that used to be the real Democrats. They're not Democrats anymore, my friend. And that, my friend, I will accept 100%. Yep. Oh, I like it. Some of you are thinking, $1,500 for emergency. Robert, you cheater. I think you remember what I said. They charged me $6,000, guys, for using the emergency entry. And again, I am not talking about an ambulance coming to pick us up. And watch this. And this is what pisses me off about that. Not only did we get charged $6,000 for that visit, we didn't even get a room. Not even a room. We went from the waiting room to this little tiny spot where they just check your information and back to the waiting room. When it was time for us, I kid you not, we went inside, walked through all the hallways, we went by all the rooms, and we went into another hallway, told us to have a seat. Then later they came in, and they helped us right there with other people right next to us. It's like a third world country hospital. We had to sit there with people coughing next to us, and this is where the doctor or nurse, whoever the hell came in here, that's where they treated us. Not a room, not a private room. Oh my gosh, if we would have had a private room and they did all this stuff, man, I probably wouldn't even be complaining as much. I would still complain, but I wouldn't complain as much. Can you believe that? $6,000. They didn't apply any medicine. There was no injections. There was nothing giving. Nothing. Just a diagnostic. Good morning, Trinity. Good to see you, sis. You will not believe what's been happening to us again. Unbelievable. But anyway, think about that. Yeah, lift a day. Yeah, that's, everything that I'm telling you is not that I'm a Republican, but Republicans are the ones that think for the American people still. Democrats don't think the way I think anymore. And I know people don't believe. People don't believe that I used to support Democrats, but that's fine. But the fact stands. Why? $6,000. You know how much they should have charged for the emergency visit? Maybe $1,200. Here's the catch. You ready? How much do you think the insurance covered? No joke, folks. No joke. The insurance covered $4,800. I still have to pay the $1,200. How about them apples? You see what I'm saying? So what the Democrats, they feed. Now, I'm not going to completely, I should, but I'm not going to completely blame the stupid legacy media because they get this stuff fed into them. They leak information to them, and they run the story with it 100%. This is a fact. That, my friends, is the problem. So, if you want to lower prices on health insurance, you got to tackle the real problem. Hospitals, clinics, they have to be held accountable. Yeah, overpriced degrees. Brian says apples are expensive. I love good sense of humor in my chat. Mr. Dirty Deed says he paid $15,000 for a 4-hour long wait in an ER to get an EKG and be told I was fine 6 hours later. Bro, it was 6 hours. That's how long it took for us to go get a diagnostic. No medicine applied, no nothing, no emergency room, nothing. Nothing. $6,000, man. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Democrats, man, the Democrats were not bad. No, I get it. They're the party of the racists, the KKK, and all this BS. But hey, listen, nobody's perfect, and we're not going to look at all the history when it's bad. But we have to acknowledge when it's good. I don't think George Bush did such a horrible job. I didn't agree with some things, but, I supported Bill Clinton. I mean, I was one of the guys that says it doesn't matter if he's got a BJ in the Oval Office. So what? Good for her. he can probably sign that video or that photo, and she'll make a lot of money with it. Just think about it. How can you blame Bill Clinton in the office? If you're married to Hillary Clinton, I mean, come on. You can't blame the guy. You know what I'm saying? But, nonetheless, that's a joke, guys. That's a joke. The reason why I did support him, though, was because his policies were good, in my opinion. He was all for border control. He was all for illegal deportations, illegal immigrant deportations. He was for America first. In one way or another, his personal life, it sucks. But when it came to politics, I think he was right on. I think he was about as good as a president can do. None of us can probably do a bad job, right? Am I right? Let's see. Craig says it's still the best healthcare in the world. This is questionable. It's questionable nowadays. Our healthcare quality has gone down the drain big time. I'm going to tell you this. If that is a true statement, Craig, I'm not against you on this, but if that is a true statement, why is it that when I went to Honduras this year, I went down there and I had a vacation with my daughter. I got sick with COVID. I got sick with COVID in Honduras. Why is it that I don't know, maybe my immune system got better. Why is it that when I get sick in Honduras, I can go to a clinic and come back alive like that? But when you go to a clinic here, you still have to go through your process of sickness. Why is that? Why is it that a third world country gives me better health care than the United States of America? Hey, Emperor, if you don't like my stories, get the hell off my chat. I'm serious, Sean. I'm serious. Listen, one time, this is years ago, but one time, man, oh my God, I was sick as a dog. Oh my gosh, so sick. This is not a lie. This is not an exaggeration. Listen, I could verily walk, pounding headache, you name it, the worst flu you ever had, right? Body's hurting, aching, blah, blah, blah. I had a girlfriend back then. And she says, oh, no. She says, nope, we're going to the clinic. She used to work at the clinic. She says, we're going to the clinic. And I was like, they're not going to do anything. I've been sick like this before in the United States. And trust me, there's nothing that they can do. She says, shut up, let's go. So we got a taxi. We go to the clinic. I waited for like 15 minutes because I had to get my information down, etc. They put me and they tell me, okay, they give me a diagnostic here. This is what I feel. This is what I'm going through. Okay. All right. Give me one moment. And then the nurse comes in with this little tiny table, little rolling table with some needles and all kinds of shit on there. And she says, please lay down, face down on the bed. And I was like, oh, what's going on? And of course, my girlfriend, everybody else is there and watching my bare ass. And so while everybody is admiring my gluteus maximus, she grabs the first needle because, that's how it goes. Boom, gives me one shot, grabs the other cheek, gives me another shot, gave me like 3 shots of, I don't know what the hell she put in there. But I can tell you, I pulled my pants back up and I stood up. Damn! What did they give me? I kid you not. Maybe 15 minutes. And I told my girlfriend, I said, let's go. But you know what? I don't want to take the taxi. I want to take the bus. And I took the bus, and I'm sitting there in the bus just bouncing. And just looking at the window, I'm like, what the hell did they give me? What did they give me? Yes, they did give me an IV as well. So, of course, replenishing fluids, that helps, right? Well, here in the state, in Washington, If you're very sick like that with a flu, they don't even give you an IV. They have before, but not everybody. They don't even give you an IV to recoup. You know why? Because they don't want you to be in the room. I get it. You want to have that for real emergencies. You want to have the room available. But if you're going to put me in the hallway, okay, put me in the hallway. That's fine. But give me my IV. I need to get rehydrated faster. I can't just go and get Pedialyte with extra electrolytes. It doesn't work like that. I want to be healthy right now so that I can go back to work. So there's my story. Whether you like it or not, it's irrelevant. But that is a true story. And this last time that I was down in Honduras, I didn't go to the clinic, but I did get COVID. I didn't know, and I only found out because my growing up brother got sick with the same thing that I had. And I bought 3 shots. Like literally, there is a shot for the flu down there. I don't know what the hell it is, but when you're sick, when you got a cold, flu, they got shots for this. And so I bought 3 of them, and then my daughter started getting sick. So I gave her 1 shot. So it was good as new. Could be coincidence. I had to take 2 shots. I took one day and I took another one the next day. My daughter took 1 shot and she was done. We came to find that we both had COVID. Why don't we have that here? Some good coffee. So, when it comes to the healthcare, expensive. It's not Trump's fault. It's not the Republicans' fault. It's all the politicians that benefit from high prices in insurances for healthcare. High prices for everything. They benefit from it, not us. Remember, they're supposed to be, thank you, Concerned Peter. God bless you. They're supposed to serve us, right? That doesn't mean that they're our slaves and we're going to mistreat them. Of course not. We're going to respect them. But nonetheless, we still got to call them out on their lies and their abuse of power. I think that should be something that we can agree on. Let's see, Emperor, we can't do better insults because you're not smart enough to catch on. Trinity, I see you. If you're in sanctuary states, I can't imagine having to go to the ER. Oh my gosh, woman, you have no idea. Now, I know people call me a sellout, coconut, etc., but I'm going to tell you something right now. That waiting room was full of Hispanics. I'm not even going to say Mexicans. We're just going to say Hispanics. It was full. Full of them. Let's see if I can move this a little bit this way. Sorry. I says it as I sees it. It was full of Hispanics, and I'm not going to say they were illegal. It was just an observation. Everybody in there, I think maybe one black person, but I don't even know if that was Hispanic. But everybody else was Hispanic in that room. And yeah, that's just a coincidence, I guess. But nonetheless, it is reality. I'm not making that up. And it's not to be hateful. It's not to say that it's their fault. But when you get universal health care, that is the type of attention that you will get. It's that simple. So, do I agree with everything Trump says? No. And I'm going to say, even on the things that I don't agree, I still think that is a good thing. For example, 50-year mortgage. That sounds stupid. Nobody's going to own that house. Even a 30-year mortgage is stupid. Nobody's going to own that house. How many of us are buying a house in the 20s nowadays? How many of yous over here are buying a house in your 20s? Lucky, if you can. Then that 30-year makes sense for you. You can take advantage of it, lower prices, etc. But for me, I'm going to be 80 years old if I take a 30-year mortgage. Let's face it. I am not going to be working until I'm 80 years old. Who knows? I mean, I already have arthritis issues here and there, and I'm not very hopeful with that part of my future. So it's incredible. But if you're a young person and you can get into a 50-year mortgage, your payments will be a lot lower. You'll never own the house, probably, right? But your payments will be a lot lower. You'll be able to get into a house, and you don't have to be there for 50 years. You can always sell the house later, right? Because the value of the houses will go up. And then if you want to sell, you sell. And then you go and you get a smaller or bigger place, depends on where you want to live. If you're in a blue city or state, you are most likely going to pay higher prices. That's how that works. So there is that. Does that anybody have questions about that? Let's see. What do we got? Crunch. Crunch. That's Ken. I'm so used to. I'm glad that I got to know the actual names of the people here and what they like to be called. I know Liberty. Oh, Trinity. Liberty. I know he's been one of our mods, and you know he's been a big supporter. Liberty actually became a member today, so I'm going to have to add his name to the list. So guys, just so you know, there's people that come in, they got membership, they drop off the membership. It is how it is, up and downs. It's a roller coaster with that. But I will say that those who have become members are sticking with me. I appreciate you, okay? You don't have to do it, so I know that I have to be very appreciative about that for you doing it. Let's see, Robert at Emperor. Shut up, sit back, and you might learn something. You like how I added those words in there? Yeah, that's pretty much what he said, though. They are now waiting for new option. Tony says Sean Mark Kelly of the seditious 6 is already fundraising to pay his legal fees. All right, since you mentioned that, yesterday I made a comment saying that I believe that their actions were treasonous. I still believe that. I still believe that's the act of a traitor. You say, why? They have freedom of speech. Yes, they have freedom of speech. And everybody in the military knows that they are not supposed to follow unlawful orders. And there's a list of unlawful orders so that they can see what they're not to do. Now, that's military stuff. But them coming out in public and telling everybody, they are insinuating or they're telling the people what their message is that President Trump has been giving unlawful orders. See, they think we're stupid, but they should know better because they're servicemen and they should know the rules. The intention behind the message was not just using your freedom of speech in an innocent way to remind soldiers that they don't have to know. That's not the reason. Now, a lot of people out there, even Republicans, I'm sure, agree that what they're saying is not treasonous or they're not traitors and they're not trying to cause problems. But come on. We see everything that's happened to us. You think they don't have a political agenda behind that message? And I mentioned this yesterday before I got cut off, I think. Do you think that they don't know that the military people have made an oath to the Constitution, and of course they know that if there is an unlawful order that they won't follow it? Of course. I don't understand why people are so anti-American, being Americans themselves. Money? Maybe. Maybe money. Power? Maybe. Maybe power. See, this is why they hate Trump, because they can't buy him out. They can't shut him down with money. He makes his own money. He's 80 years old. I think he's 80 years old. Is he 80 years old already? How much time does he got left? A decade? Couple of decades at the most? Couple of decades if he's lucky? He doesn't have to do anything to secure a future for his children. Are you kidding me? His children are securing their future for their great grandchildren already. They're taken care of. So I will absolutely have to believe that he doesn't give a crap about accruing more wealth. His kids got that down. He's done. As a father, he's fulfilled his duty. He doesn't have to do anything else to teach their kids anything. All he has to do now is sit back and tell grandpa stories and golf for as long as God allows him to do it. Let me see how many of my leftist people here, my trolls, support that idea. Ken says, support our troops. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Here we go. Emperor has the greatest comments and compliments for me. Let's see. Dennis, you are literally not American. I don't care why you think your opinion matters. Isn't that interesting? Why do you think your opinion matters? It does, to me. Everybody's opinion matters. Does it make a difference? Probably not. But everybody's opinion does matter to me. Peter says, Dennis is a brave cause. He's in the firing line. Yeah, definitely. Firing line every single day. I sit on this chair, set up my monitor, set up my music, my little beats, make my little coffee. And just like that, I come in here and I take the insults, the negativity, the hate from every single one of those people that don't like America, the United States of America. It's a blessing to me, my life, to my kids, and maybe their future kids. I'd rather them not reproduce so that their kids don't have to suffer. But I'm not God, and God is in control of that, so I'm not going to pretend that I can control my kids' destinies. All I can do, my friends, is try to guide them and teach them to be what I think, what I believe they should be. You know, I just listened to, I just watched an interview from Mike Johnson and his wife. You should watch it. Look it up. I'm not going to play it because they'll probably just cancel me again. But listen to it. And this is exactly how we believe to be on the conservative side. Okay? He was talking about, Bernier is back. Trinity is, bro. She is my right hand. I don't know if it would be legal to have a campaign manager out of state. I don't know the legalities of all this stuff yet. But, bro, if she can do it from out of state, that'd be awesome. If anything, I think I'm going to have her move here temporarily so that she can run all these brigades that we're going to have available. Let's see. Man says, leftist Louis, Dennis has plenty of veteran members who will speak up if necessary. You are stealing valor. NFW, if you ever serve. No fucking way you ever served. Leftist Louis. Wop, wop. Swap meet Louis. You guys remember that song? Probably not. Let's see. The boss man, he is the boss. Guys, I need more subscribers to get the stream boss off my list, or some super chats. All you broke-ass Democrat, leftist, haters, trolls in here don't even got $5 to take over the stream boss title. Let's see. Pink says, have you served in the armed forces? No. I know everybody gets this little warrior that they see on me, but no, I didn't. I didn't have the honor, the privilege, honestly. He promised open the Epstein files, and now, well, he signed it already. He's done. What do you guys keep talking about that? He signed it. It's being out there. Just because they don't give us information doesn't mean that it's not happening. Everybody signed, president signed, it's done. So I don't know who the hell has the files now. And I don't really care. But when they do become public to everybody, woo, let's go. I can tell you a lot of people are jumping ship on the Democratic Party. And maybe some people are starting to disappear into other countries. We'll see how that goes. Here we go. Mr. Leftfoot says, Dennis Herrera, coward. Oh, man. All right. Let's go ahead and get to our next story here. I think that we don't have to go any farther. The one thing I will say, let me see if I can find it here really quick. Americans complain that they won't be able to get their toys because it's too expensive. Oh, I don't care. What is this? House Republicans totally sidelined by Johnson on their full obedience of the White House. Man, I just said some nice things about Mike Johnson. What the hell did he do? Oh, man, here we go. The first thing that we're going to talk is about Trader Green. Marjorie Trader. That's the person that is named on this one here first. Let's see. Trinity, I've never done it. It may be jacked up. You know what? I'm very horrible at marketing. That's where I'm horrible at. I'm horrible at advertising myself. But I am more than happy to advertise somebody else. So I just have to put it in my mind, I guess, that I am advertising for the people and not for me. That's something that I have to work on, okay? Let's see. Brian898 says, Dennis doesn't care about kids for Christmas. A true MAGA Scrooge. My friend, let me tell you something. Who is it that doesn't like my stories? Emperor. Here comes another story for you. Once upon a time on Dennis's childhood, I never had a toy. No, I can say never. I did eventually get one. But I used to cut pieces of branches, and I used to pretend that was a car. And I used to grab the popsicle sticks, not the ones that I ate, the ones that I found on the on the street, thrown away. I didn't eat popsicle sticks. We didn't have money anymore. My father died, so we lost everything. And I used to grab those, and I used to make like roads on the dirt. Some of you members have seen the video of the property that I used to live in. And so I used to make little highways, and I used bricks to make a bridge, etc. And I even park into an undercover garage, I called it. And the neighbors had toys. I didn't. Some of the other neighbors also didn't have toys like me. And I'm going to tell you, I remember this one Christmas. I believe it was in 1985 Christmas. I think that's the year that Honduras qualified for the World Cup for the first time and lost, of course, but got taken out the first round. But I'm going to tell you something. There was no tree. There was no gifts. There was no toys for me. Nothing, not one. But 1985 was the best Christmas ever. My mother had made these sandwiches with chicken. The sauce that she makes, amazing. And we had tamales, and we had apples and grapes. We don't get that. We don't get that. And I got a new outfit, new shirt, new pants, new shoes. You know what I'm saying? My auntie came to visit and gave me some money. And I used that money to go buy some fireworks. Oh, we're celebrating big time now. That Christmas Eve, I had so much to eat. I was so happy. No gifts, no toys. A little bit of money so I can go buy some fireworks. It was great. The best gift to have for Christmas is being with my mother. Toys don't mean shit to me. So if you're materialistic, sorry for you. I'm not materialistic. Do I believe in getting my kids toys? Of course. Sure, why not? If I can, and I will. But if I can't, my kids are just like me. If they don't get a toy for Christmas, they are happy with getting a hug and a kiss from me and from spending time together. You see, you depend on gifts to have love in your life. You depend on gifts to give to your children so that you feel special. But you haven't really given your kids the real gift, and that is your love and your attention. That is the true gift in Christmas. To be able to have fellowship with other people, that's the true gift of Christmas. If you're able to give a gift in a materialistic way, okay, go for it. Do it. It's appreciated, I guess. But I can tell you that I know a lot of kids that get a lot of gifts for Christmas, and they are excited that they got the gift, but after a while, that is temporary. They will never have those memories filled with so much love. I can smell the food as I tell you my story. I can see the atmosphere and the low dimming light. I can smell the fireworks, the powder in the air. I can hear the firecrackers going off. I can see my beautiful mother. I can feel me kissing her and hugging her. That is a true gift, my friend. You will never understand what that feels like, probably. It was amazing. 1985 Christmas was the best Christmas in my life ever, till this day. So if you want to complain that you can't buy 11 gifts for your kids this Christmas, how about you give them one gift? How about you give them your love? Your absolutely unconditional love to your children, and teach them to appreciate every little thing that they have in life. That is the best gift that you will ever give your child. I guarantee it, they're going to be happy. And if for some way you're able to get even something so little and insignificant to you, but you give it to them, they're going to really, really appreciate it. And there's that. Guess what? Have you guys forgotten how special, and maybe you've never experienced this, or maybe it just never happened to you in your life. How special is it when your child comes to you and they bring you a little drawing, ugly ass drawing, horrible, pathetic. It is disgustingly horrible and ugly. And they give it to you, and the first reaction that you do is this. Oh my gosh, such a good job. I like it. And you look up at their face. What does their face look like? What does their face look like? Liberty, thank you, brother. Oh, finally, somebody actually took the title of the stream boss. Appreciate it, brother. We'll do the dance. And what does your child receive when you say, oh my gosh, that is amazing. That is beautiful. You look at their face. Their faces, it just brightens up. You gave them love. And I'm not like you guys. I throw away these ugly drawings. I keep them for a little bit, but then I get rid of them. I throw them away. It's just garbage. But the thought that they are doing things to impress you, they didn't go buy nothing, but they understand that by making something for me makes me feel special. Well, I know Mind Speak, Liberty. I know he gets it. And I know a lot of my patriots gets it. But the most important gift that you can give to your child, it's your love and attention. Remember that, you materialistic libtards. The big boss, el jefe, el patrón, mind speak. I know my patrons enjoy the dance. Some of the haters in here don't appreciate it, but... And yes, and with that, we'll talk about reality. Let's see. Amplify says, you know what impresses me? Cheap groceries. If you want cheap groceries, go to the outlets. If you want cheap groceries, go to the places where they have the less quality items for sale. If you want organic, healthy food, it's always expensive, isn't it? So with that being said, here's where I'm at with this. If you lower the demand for supplies, prices automatically go down, my friends. You know why you come to my channel? Because you know I speak the truth. And you always want to hate on the truth. I always tell people, you guys are like possessed people. The truth is like throwing holy water on you demons. And you start burning from the truth. You start burning from the truth. Oh, that's right. I never told you that one toy that I did get. You guys will love this. I believe it was in 1980. Let me see. I lied. Hold on. How old was I? Let's see. Hold on. 86. 1986. My oldest sister sent me a metal Tonka truck. Man, that thing was so tough. I would lean into it. You know, and just, man, I can almost ride that truck. That truck was tough. I think it was made with lead paint. Back then, nobody gave a crap about it. But it was the best toy I have ever had in my childhood. Until we came to the United States, and all of a sudden, bam, I got a Super Nintendo, and bam, I get a Genesis, and bam, I get the Cube, and bam, I get the next level thing. And, well, here we are with a PlayStation 5. And my kids have a PlayStation 5 as well. My daughter says she doesn't want to upgrade from the PlayStation 4. That's because she doesn't know what she's missing, but I will upgrade her eventually, even if she doesn't ask. It's great. I have great kids. Now, I can't speak for the ones that don't live with me, but I will speak for the ones that live with me, that I've been raising from day one. I have great kids. Great kids. I love my children. Let me read some comments in here. What do we got? Ken says there's a lot of haters here. This is a Patriot channel. Well, you know what? Democrats are also patriots. Unfortunately, there's a lot of them out there that still don't realize. I mean, I think they know, but they just don't want to accept that the Democratic Party that we once liked is just not the same party anymore. That's why they don't understand that. Let's see. I may not be able to comment because I'm operating a deer loader. Oh, snap. But I've been listening on my Bluetooth. Yes, Tonka trucks. That's right, baby. He knows what I'm talking about. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Oh, man, Trinity. You know what? I'm going to send you a message, Trinity. I'm going to share this just with you, okay? Berniel did something for me today. It's crazy. This is crazy, girl. That's what Berniel did for me today. Concern Peter, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. You guys' support keeps me alive in this channel. It is what we do. Check your message there, Trinity. Yeah, Berniel is he's amazing. He's just got such a good heart. I think we'll be able to get a lot of things accomplished with people like him in our chat. I know that we're gonna get No, it was in the chat. What? What? No, it was in the chat. It doesn't show in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, not a super chat. But yeah, that was crazy. I didn't expect it, so I appreciate it. That sauce though, it says my brother's birthday fall pretty close to Christmas, so I got him a CZ Scorpion Evo 3 pistol for birthday, and a brazen optic for Christmas, and continue to train him. Damn, man, not bad, not bad. Why those these idiots always flex eating lead paint? I don't know, but it was Tonka trucks were made with lead paint. I don't know. That's something that we didn't care about that over there. Chuck says, "Stop it, Dennis." What about that love that replaces the toy, Dennis? Yeah, you know, gifts are meant to be a sign of, how can I put this? It's kind of like gratitude, right? If you're able to go above and beyond and say, you know what, my kids really deserve this and they appreciate it. Well, if you work hard for it, you'll get it for them. Doesn't have to be the most expensive toys, doesn't have to be the most latest technology. If your child doesn't love you or is not happy by just, having you around them, you must have failed somewhere along the lines of what parenthood really is. Mr. Leftwood says, Dennis is a professional hypocrite on Snap. No, I'm not on Snap. We don't qualify for that. Let's see. The ball from last night. Oh, I see. Yeah. Berniel is the GOAT, says Trinity. Yeah, Berniel and Mindspeak, we have to get used to that new name. I still have to call him Liberty because I think that's what he likes. Let's see. Brian said just call him 898. There you go. 898. What about the love that replaces? Okay, yeah. We'll call you 988. 898. This chat is not for a-holes. If my stories are boring and you guys don't like the podcast, you're more than free to go. But tell me, how many podcasters out there actually tell you good stories and not just feed you a bunch of hate, as you call it? How many people actually put their face out there so that you can criticize them and hate on them? And some of you threatening my life, which eventually, hopefully, FBI will come out your door. But I like live shows, but I noticed that in live shows nobody replies to me, even when I do super chats. In my lives, I try to read as many comments as I can, and I appreciate super chats, and I will pause anything that I'm doing if you put a super chat in there. But nonetheless, I try to give you guys a chance to be able to have your comments read. And unfortunately, some of you guys make yourself look so bad. But I guess that's what you want. So whatever comments you want me to read, and this is the way you want people to look at you as, we can do that. Like 898 says, let me see. No, first that saw says, sounds like someone that never received love, honestly. Yeah, there you go. 898 says, Dennis preaching love instead of gifts, then turns around bragging about a $500 system for his daughter. Get a grip. I don't think you understand that this guy just missed the whole message. You missed the whole message. Should I explain it? Should I explain exactly what just happened? These people still, they don't get it. If you are able to buy a gift If you're able, by all means, go buy it. It's your choice. But if you're not able, the best gift that your child can receive anyway, it's your love and attention. If you can get your 8-year-old a car, go do it. I don't care. But if you can't afford it, why are you going to blame Trump for that? I don't understand. Why can't you blame Congress for raising taxes? Why can't you blame Congress for suing Donald Trump for stupid stuff that they keep losing on, wasting your taxpayers' dollars, which will make pricing a lot cheaper if we have a healthy budget and they make cuts in taxes and deregulating? That will help the economy big time. How about they start attracting business owners, corporations, massive corporations? How about they stop complaining? How about they stop complaining and saying, oh, we need to get the transgenders shaved in jail because now they're not men, they're women. Why do we need that? Why do we need that? So, 898, tell me, how can we make the economy better? Go ahead, your show. Shalom, sea salt. How can we make the economy better? 898. Here we go. Bro, that's not what I asked. Just answer the question. How can we make the economy better? And don't say remove tariffs. That has nothing to do with our economy. Well, very little to do with our economy. Sure. What's a real job? What's a real job? No, I'm giving you a chance to make your case. Poor delusional Dennis. I'm starting to pity your sad, sloppy politics. 898, that's still not an answer. What can we do to fix the economy? Califas, nope. Definitely don't have any knowledge on economies, Califas. Not grifting at noon on a Tuesday. Okay, sure. That's not what I do. Mr. Leftfoot says, one that pays and you're federally approved. Man, you guys have no brains. Deceiver says, a job where you don't blab all day and work. Well, it's still a job, isn't it? Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. You just called it a job, so it is. Friendly face, taxing the rich? No, that's not going to fix your problem, and it can actually make it worse. I got facts and receipts to prove that. Let's see. Asham says, overhaul Congress, both of them, and the Republicans need to go. I will agree that we can save a lot of money getting rid of all the Democrats. We found out during the government shutdown they're useless. They don't do anything for us. That would be a lot of saving money right there that can go back to the people. Who else? They don't know. TDS has blocked the objective reasoning skills, part of their brains. I think these bots are not programmed to think right, just to hate. No, you don't get a pass. Now, Mr. Left, how do you fix the economy? And I want examples. Don't give me this bull crap of removing Trump. No, all my subscribers are actually, all my members and subscribers that are important to me are here. Everybody else, when they have time, they come into my chat. Stop deflecting. Answer the damn question. Go on. Let's see. Tom says, having a podcast is much harder than a regular 9 to 5. There is no guaranteed results. You have to constantly be wary of what you say. Thank you, Tom. But it's still not considered a job, according to these libtards. Which doctor says make work actually pay policies that encourage steady job growth? Sure, especially in high value sectors. Yes, like tech, clean energy, advanced manufacturing. Yes, support small businesses and start. Yes. How about freaking time? Thank you, witch doctor. How about freaking time? Somebody actually gives a freaking common sense comment. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Friendly face, remove the child lover from the. No, see, this is what I'm talking about, man. These guys are libtards. They got no brain. Too much TDS. Man, I ran out of pills to give you guys. Trainer says, at Tom, exactly. This man works longer hours than a regular job. They have no idea, Trinity. They have no idea. But it's okay. Let them do whatever they want to do. Mr. Left, go ahead. I'm still waiting for your response. I'm trying to help that dumb brain of yours to say something that actually makes sense. See, there's a reason why you don't understand why I say what I say. You don't get it because your brain is not there. I understand. Let's see. Tainted says, and how many prices of legislation have Republicans passed since Trump got in office? Who's wasting our time, our money, Para? If you haven't noticed, the Democrats can vote no. And sometimes you need a certain amount of number to pass policies. And if the policies in place are good, why we change it? Why change it? All we got to do is enforce it. So they don't have to mandatorily make something new every time. Why fix something that's not broken? Period. The only thing that I have a problem with is the health care that Democrats put in place. That is the only problem I have. Everything else is working out just fine. Let me see. Pay to play is all about Trump's administration. Nope, that doesn't help the economy. Doug says, guess news broadcasters isn't a job. They just fuck all day. They just talk all day. Yeah, that's right. News reporters, all these guys out there that get the news given to them. Okay, guys, so in the latest news today, we have a business reply mail, and we're going to be sending it to possible. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's a real job because they have the fancy studio, and oh yeah, that's a real job, man. The damacy, that's the new word. The damacy of these people is incredible. I made that word up. It is copyrighted, so if you want to use it, you got to have my permission. Let's see what else we got. Oh man, somebody thinks I'm a paid actor. I must be doing a good job if that's the idea. I appreciate that. No, Mr. Left, I want to hear from you because I've already given you a lot about the economy. And you guys said that is a lie. You don't believe it. I don't know jack squat. So now is your moment to shine. And tell me, how can we lower housing? How can we make housing more affordable? Give me that, just that. How can we make housing more affordable? Oh, I love this. I love this. Excuse me. Yep. Tainta said they put healthcare in place. I mean, if we do fix the pricing on healthcare, that could bring something to the economy, sure. Oh, you're talking about the Democrats? Yes, Obamacare. That's Democrats. Yes, I know it was bipartisan. Some Republicans voted, but nobody's perfect. I didn't say all Republicans are good. Let's be honest. I hate Rand Paul. Well, I don't hate him. I just disagree with. He's a Democrat. Okay, he's not a Republican. Let's see what else we got. Come on, I'm trying to get something. Kelly, thank you. I always need ice. Yeah, Trinity says, Mr. Leftfoot. He asked you. You have a ton to say with no substance, but he's giving you a chance. Take it. Tainted says, F you too, Trinity. You're a fool for wasting your time listening to this punk's lies. Hey, Tainted, how long you been here listening to my lies? You should take your own advice. If you think everything I say is lies, get the hell off my chat. How's that? Very simple. Very simple. Oh, Pepe, no, say it ain't so. No, rent control, no. I can, listen, it, if you mean what I think of rent control, sure. But if you mean just rent control is not what it sounds like. I'll talk about it a little bit, but I want these geniuses in here to give me their how they're gonna fix the economy. But right now is how are you gonna lower housing cost, affordability? How do we make affordable housing affordable? That is the question. Go on now, Tainted. How do we make housing affordable? Oh, finding greatness. You are a true coffee drinker, my friend. You are a true coffee drinker. See, where did my libtards go? What happened? You guys were so easy to throw insults. Is that all you know? How to throw insults? All right, here we go. That friendly face says build more houses and stop wasting money on tax cuts for the rich. Oh man, I was so hopeful that you were on the right track. Wrong. Uh, man, man. I started reading that and it was very very hopeful. Now, okay, so okay, that's good. At least you had an idea. Thank you for putting your comment in there. Let's see what else we got. Mr. Left says stop destroying what was fine and disrupted to the rest. Oh my gosh, dude. Left foot. Listen, I know there's no school today, but please tell me that you're going to use common sense when you make comments. Mr. Left says Doge was so off and destroyed. Oh, jeez. You know how off Doge was? They closed down USAID, and you know who it affected? Somalia's economy. Somalia's economy is crashing down as we speak, because we were supporting their economy in Somalia. That's not the only country, but that's the one I'm going to give you today. Because we want all these illegal Somalis the hell out of our country. They have been caught with being dishonest, with fraud, violence, and they got to go. Get them the hell out of our country. I'll just give you that one example. Lower interest rates, big time. That's one. I like that. Let's see. Hey, my politicians are better than your politicians. Robert, how can we make housing affordable? That's the question. Yeah, there was that. There was there was Somali pirates. Pepe, that's not an answer. And no, it's not racist. It's a fact. It's not racist if it's a fact. Dennis, how much for your wife? 2 tacos. It depends what kind of tacos you're talking about. Yeah, lower interest rates and reduce rate. Okay, Mike, doggone, I think you're conservative, man. I want my libtards to answer this question. Right on point, Mike. That is one way. Absolutely. Pepe says we need regulations. You don't want to build housing on landfill. LASIK, you have an answer? Let me see. Let me go up. Put 100 mil cap on personal wealth and cap businesses at 20 billion. How do you think that's going to help the economy? Mike, you're right, brother. You're good. That was a good answer. Fantastic answer. So if we put a cap on it, I'm going to tell you where I'm going to agree with. If you are in an organization or I don't know, company, corporate, I don't know, that a place that is like a nonprofit, for example. Yes, I agree. I agree with having a cap salary for the highest position on the nonprofit, and then also having a limit on how much money they can keep to continue doing the nonprofit. But when it comes to corporations, big corporations, you have to understand something. You have to look at the bigger picture. Flat tax, maybe. All right. None of these libtards are going to answer the question because they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But, and I'm sorry I have to say it that way, okay? But I will say, Mike has probably given me the best answer. Build more housing, of course, that is a great idea as well. So, you guys had no reply. You guys had no answer. Nothing that makes sense, right? And in the chat, I'm not the one saying it. In the chat, there was nothing of substance from the leftists. Now you get to listen. So let's go ahead and start with making housing, just the housing, more affordable. Number one, of course, we got to build more houses, okay? But in order to build more houses, what is the incentive to build more houses? Well, how about property taxes? How about building permits? How about deregulating? Even though you think that you don't like that idea, but regulation sometimes is put in place just because they don't want to touch a certain piece of land, but it's very buildable, very right for building. There is government that doesn't want you to have certain businesses built, okay? And that is some sort of prejudice. So that is one way. Deregulating, property taxes, build more houses, they all go together. Okay, that's just one part of it. There's more to it. The second way that you help economy, and I try to make this as simple as possible, okay? In order for your city to grow, you got to have people, let me add, you have to reduce the amount of demand for housing. How do we do that, you say? We get rid of illegal immigrants. That's one way, and that's it. That's all I got for that. So now we have your city depends on the population to grow at a specific rate, not all of a sudden, not too slow, but the city needs to grow. The population needs to grow slowly to adjust to inflation. Inflation is always going to keep going up. Don't be too happy thinking that it's going to go down to zero. It will never happen. You got to have some sort of inflation. And what you do is this. The more you multiply, the more when people come of age, the more they work, the more taxes you collect from people. With that being said, why give the rich a tax cut? Well, I don't think it should be just the rich, but specifically, in my opinion, to rich people, to billionaires that actually have corporations that provide thousands of jobs. Why is it important? Number one, here in Seattle, Washington, hundreds of businesses have shut down, not just because of the taxing and regulation, but because of violence. A lot of crime in Seattle and Washington. What's the other reason? Well, here we go. If you take away an incentive, if you don't make it attractive for big corporations to come into your city to provide thousands of jobs, they're not going to come. And the ones that you have, they will leave, as we have seen here in history in Washington State. Microsoft, if they haven't left yet, because I haven't heard, are going to leave Seattle and go to Bellevue. or maybe go to another city. It doesn't mean that Microsoft is going to stop existing. It just means they won't be on your city. And so now we have all these big buildings in Seattle. Most of them are empty. Why? They should be filling up at least 70 to 80% occupancy with businesses making money. So what happens is this, and this is something that I will have to tackle myself eventually. I want to make it very attractive for big corporations to come here. Here we go. A big corporation that makes billions of dollars, they're gonna pay hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes. Just the corporation, the owners, okay? Then for every employee that they have to pay the same rate, hourly rate, to L&I, to the government. For every employee, they have to provide good paying jobs for employees. Guess who gets taxed? Every single employee. They all got to pay a tax, and it goes from 11 to 14%. Depending on their earnings, it can be higher, but 11 to 15% to 14%. Instead of having this cap, and this is where I'm going to go with against your idea, LASIK, which I think it's a good idea, but the reason why I don't like that idea is because if a company, let's say me, right? I am making $20 billion. Oh, here we go. These trolls that are against what I'm saying, I want you to shut the hell up because I gave you a chance to answer this question. And you had nothing but insults, so I don't want to hear it. This corporation, I'm making $20 billion, okay, in my company where I am right now. If you cap me at $20 billion, why would I come to your city? What is my incentive? I'm done. This is as much as I can make. I don't have to keep trying. Why move to your city? If you're just going to cap me at $20 billion, well, I guess I have no more aspiration to make more money. I have no more incentive to make more money. What for? Why would I do that? And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to take those 22,000 jobs with me. And now you're going to have no taxes from me as the owner, and you're going to have no taxes from those 22,000 employees that could have been paying you taxes. See, that doesn't help the economy. But if you cut regulation, not everything, some things need to be regulated, but we need to deregulate a lot. We need permits faster. We want to invite corporations. It's like selling a house. Hey, listen, look at this view right here, Cascade Mountains. You got the view of the lake. You can see the houses over there, all the greenery, the forest, and the pine trees. It's so beautiful. Not only that, but the airport, international airport here in Seattle, boom, it's just 30 minutes down south, 15 minutes from Seattle. It's great. Here in Seattle, the population is about 1 million people. Well, you have a lot of people that are coming from the University of Washington. They're graduating. You can always grab people, blah, blah, blah. You have to start putting it down. You have to attract them. You see, the corporation's job is not to attract you, the government. It's not to attract the people to say, how much money can I give you guys? No, that's not how it works. Let them know that they're going to be allowed to make as much wealth as they can. And what you can do is say, I need you to pay them a livable wage. So what you say, Lexi? If you cap the rich, they will have no choice but to pay their employees well because the money will not be able to be hoarded. No, they will go somewhere else where they can do it. I wish it was that simple, but no, they're just going to go somewhere else. That's the point that I'm making. A lot of businesses are leaving Seattle. I'm telling you right now. I don't know where you live. A lot of businesses are leaving Seattle. Hey, Tanya, I see you. Good morning. Hopefully still good morning for you. What time is it? 10:20. Some of you guys it's afternoon already. So there you go. So that's just one little piece. One little piece. Would you rather have hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes by allowing this corporation to get rich and give more money to you to the city? Or would you rather them not come here, go somewhere else, and then you're still fucked up with everything else? All right, I'm going to give you guys some libtards here. The opportunity to, instead of doing some insults, I want you to tell me, how would you attract big corporations into your city? LASIK, I like your answer. I just disagree with it. I disagree with it. What happens when that doesn't work? They're going to go to another country. Yeah, they're going to go to another country. Just so you know, I am against, I am pro cutting tax for the rich. Just so you know. And no, I'm not rich. Tax cuts for the rich. Huh, interesting. So LASIK, according to that answer, do you agree with President Donald Trump's tariffs? I like it. Not if the government sees all of them. Yeah, well, the government's not going to make money by doing that. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, Mike Holmes still says tax cuts, less regulation for more write-ups, etc. I like it. Respond to my answer. Okay, look, I know there's a delay between my live and what you hear, but I already did. He says, bro, respond to my answer. If you put the cap across the entirety of the country and they say we will leave the country, you tell them we will not sell your product. So you agree with tariffs. That friendly face says, we have been cutting taxes for the rich. Nothing has gotten better. If it wasn't for that, it would really be bad. Let me tell you that right now. It would be worse. Imagine if you're complaining right now, if that didn't happen, it would be worse. I know people answer because people answer, and that's right. We're not communists either. That's right. But people answer in a way that they think that makes sense to them, which is okay. I understand that. So let me see. Who said the blah, 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 blah. The rich don't actually trickle their money down. They hoard it all. If you believe that, why don't you become rich? You become rich and prove them wrong. Show them how to be a good rich person. Let's see. You'll see how he's picking the answers that he wants to respond to and not responding. LASIK, get your broke ass and put a damn super chat on the chat. Put a super chat. If you're going to talk that much shit to me, bro, you better put a super chat on there, broke ass. I hate it when people demand me, that demand my attention like they're paying me. You're not paying me. I'm reading as much as I can read, and you're not paying me. Don't be a bum. Put your money where your mouth is. Mike, if tariffs are so bad, why does every country we deal with tariffs us? Exactly, Mike. I think you're on my team. I think Mike is one of us Patriots guys. Wishy-washy. Mr. Left, I don't want to hear jack squat from you either. You never answer the questions. You got nothing in that little brain of yours but insults. Shows me how uneducated you are. If you at least say something smart and insult somebody, I give you credit. But you don't even do that. T-Bone says, seriously speaking, with your seriously speaking, with your accent, you could be picked up in 1 second. This guy, no brains. You guys have no brains. Pat Jagger, what's popping, man? I know I seen your name in there, man. I've been trying to keep my story straight here. Trolls are mad because they are failing in life. And that's the truth. You should be deported. Pirate. I'm an American citizen. We don't deport citizens. $50 if you want to call in. pathetic. You're a failure. Oh, Mr. Left. Never disappoint. Guys, we gotta have our retards in our chat. You gotta allow them to show their true colors. Let's see. Make America great, says Grandy Garden. That friendly face. Why don't you become rich? Is that coming towards me? Because if it is towards me, let me tell you the difference between me and the libtards that want to charge and tax the rich more. I am not rich, but I'm also not a bitch whining and complaining about the rich just because I cannot be rich myself. That is the difference between you libtards and me. It is fun, Pat. It is fun. I like it. Yeah, go ahead. All right, Mr. Lefty, go ahead. I'll give you a chance. Again, how can we fix our economy? Do not erase his comments. I want to pick his brain. Go ahead. Tell me, how do we fix the economy, Mr. Lefty? Lefty Lutzy Footsie. How do we fix the economy? Hey guys, I'm not gonna jinx it, but we have been on for 2.5 hours without interruption, guys. Something might be going right this time. That's broke boy behavior, buddy. Don't you have a business? No. I have had businesses before, but no. Don't have a business now. Who knows? Maybe this is a business. It's got to register as a multimedia sort of a business. Here we go. I like this. Mike says, tax the rich. Laugh out loud. New York is charging congestion tax to the poor. Oh, it's gonna get worse, bro. He's not even in office yet. Now he's insulting President Donald Trump now because we're talking about Mandani here. He's insulting President Trump now because now he has a license to insult him. It's okay. President Trump don't care. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Rascal says, Rascal has an answer. Hold on. Here we go. False. People on work visas can only work in jobs the U.S. government approves them for. Economics consistently find immigrants do not steal jobs and often increase economic growth. Yes, I agree with that. Illegal immigrants, however, not the same. But I agree with that. That's a good comment. All right, Rascal, you have saved your ass on that one. Let's see. Amno said the rich should pay the same percentage at least. What percentage would that be, my friend? What percentage are you thinking of? Oh, wait, so we stopped giving handouts to foreign governments. What about handouts to illegal immigrants? Now, go ahead and tell me which governments we're giving handouts to. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Mr. Leftfoot says Dennis Herrera show is great. He misspelled it, but he's saying great. Oh, man, I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, you know what? I'm going to take a quick little break here. I'm going to send a text to my supervisor. In the meantime, guys, I want you to please join me in thanking all my members in this channel for their love and support. Thank you, guys, from the bottom of my heart. Man, that was quick. That was actually quicker than I thought. Doggone it, I didn't even finish my message. Man, thank you guys for real. I really do thank you for your support. I appreciate you. Uh, let's go ahead and see. Let me read a couple of more comments. You guys are actually very, very active. See, that's the boss calling right there. Oh, baby, I can't talk right now. My patrons throwing all those emojis. Let me read some more comments here before we jump on to our next story. They are giving a lot of trash talk to Mike Johnson. Let's see. They paid. Okay, we go. Let's go to Tyler. You guys, I missed some comments in here, guys. Let's see. Nicole said, Rascal, where do their jobs come from then? Are they just unemployed? Interesting. Tyler says, they pay into taxes and don't get access to the benefits that come with that. Touche. I actually shared a story not too long ago about these illegal immigrants, working visa holders, residents, and citizens here in Washington State. Who knows? Subscribe to my channel. Maybe we'll talk about that again because it's very important that people have the understanding on that. All right, let's see. Pepe says, in comparison, the middle class pays more in taxes. So I think that that poor people don't pay taxes, period. As a matter of fact, they get more than the taxes they get taken out. Very, very, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. Let me give you an example of a poor person here. Now, there is poorer than this because there's homeless. But if a family here makes $35,000, what's $45,000? Maybe they get housing. That's it. A family of four, okay, that makes $35,000. Check this out. Check this out. A family of four that makes $35,000, I think it's $38,000, maybe a little bit higher, but $35,000. They get free food stamps, and they can be $200 per person, so $800 to $1,200 depending on what they approve for them. They get free health care, so they don't have to pay health care. Now, if they got housing, great. But if they don't have housing, that will be the most expensive thing that they'll probably pay for, okay? But here's the catch. So they have enough money to pay for their bills, utilities. Sorry, I'm thinking about something else at the same time. I apologize. When they do their taxes on that $35,000 income, they're getting back almost $10,000 every year. How much money are they really getting? And people still think, tax the rich. Tax the rich. Because it is the rich people's fault that we are broke. Very interesting way of looking at it. Very interesting way of looking at it. I see illegal immigrants at the taxes, Liberty taxes, H&R Block taxes. And they go and they claim taxes with their ITIN number. They use that as a social security because that's how they get identified and that's how they pay their taxes when they work. And some of these people have, because they're foreigners and they have family overseas or across the border, they claim family members as dependents. And they get a refund on those family members as well. I give an examples in Texas where an illegal immigrant that did their taxes claimed nephews and whoever else in Mexico. They got over $20,000 in tax returns. Tell me that you get $20,000 back in tax returns. Tell me, is it fair that the cartels make over $47 billion in selling drugs to the United States? Do you think that it's fair that over $46 billion goes to Mexico from all the Mexicans that live in this country? Do you think that money will benefit us? You really think that all these illegal immigrants that are working here are spending all of their money here in the States? $46 billion Mexico gets every year from all the Mexicans, whether legal or illegal. It doesn't disclose, but that's how much money they get from the migrants that have been here, that are in the States, and that's helping the Mexican economy. Now think about the Hondurans, Guatemalans, Costa Rica, Central America. Think about Somalis in this country. $2 billion scheme, fraud, billions of dollars. They come here, they get refuge. Ilhan Omar, of course, it's working for Somalia, not for the American people. You guys know this. Dearborn, Michigan, their own police officers in their own language translated to us and saying that they are the best police for their people because they know their language, their culture, their religion, and they are there to protect them, not the American people. Somalians, their people. Man, there's much more than just one thing that's making our economy go down. There's much more than that. If instead of giving people all these food stamps and allowing them not to work, they work, they will pay taxes in to the system, and then they can grab those benefits. Just like I explained to you that this $35,000 for family, they don't pay taxes. They get a lot of money back. Money that does not belong to them. Am I mad that they get that? Of course not. But this whole idea, the notion that we need to tax rich people more, it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Don't you agree with me? That's a problem. How would you fix the problem? Taxing the rich is not going to fix the problem. I can tell you that right. It's not. Give me a second here. Okay, Cross. Okay, no problem. You said no, you are wrong. Okay. I want you to tell me why. Show me that I'm wrong. Go on, don't be shy. I'll give you the floor. Let's see. Nicole, where's Nicole? Nicole, I don't see Nicole on here. Oh, there we go. California is an excellent example of too much immigration too quickly. California used to send more to Fed than it collected. It no longer does and is in a massive debt. Oof, Nicole, damn. Facts. I like it. Pepe says, Nicole, what the hell are you talking about? I still pay more than it collects. It still pays more than it collects. Sure. We as Christians follow that. Only 10 commandments from the Bible. Nah, you got to keep reading, dude. There's more to that. But yes. John says you are correct. Not the pass. Cross. All right, here we go. That is before consumerism and productivity. That's not an answer, Cross. Tell me why I am wrong. And give me a fact. Give me your rebuttal on that. Tell me first of all what I'm wrong on. Not just say you're wrong. Say what am I wrong on? There's a lot of things that I have said. Answer the lone wolf question. How is the high-speed rail in California? Hey, it's as fast as the bullet train, my friend. Oh, man. Salute to that question, bro. Salute to that question. Nicole says she wishes she was lying, but California is now struggling, and there's a lot of people exiting California. I mean, there's a lot of people that are still well off enough to where they don't really feel the change. They just think, oh, it's big, no big deal. Let me see, Adrian, what you got? You will give this guy all the facts, and he will ignore it and continue to ask where he's wrong. Adrian, what the hell are you talking about? See, you know what the problem is with you guys? You guys are too damn cheap and can put a damn super chat on there and then complain that I can't read your comment. I'm not skipping your comment. It's just, some of your insults I ignore, but I can't read everything. That bullet train's not going anywhere fast. Oh, man. Let's see. Mike says California faces an $18 billion budget deficit for the 26-27. These guys don't know what's happening in 2026. This is what I'm telling you, that these people, they don't look at what tax changes are being implemented. They don't know what's being changed and passed to their House of Representatives. They don't seem to know what the hell is going on with their economy. They just think, oh, California is such a beautiful state. It's touristic. That's why it's expensive. That's not the only reason. Okay. Adrian, thanks for stopping by, bro. Well, have a good day, man. Enjoy somebody else's podcast. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. What else we got? Monster Bash says, lower prices day one. How's that going? Good point. This is what happens when people exaggerate when they're giving promises. I really believe Donald Trump messed up with that statement because most people live in this science fiction fake reality that they think that when somebody says from day one, we're going to fix this, they literally think that it means day one. Everything he has done, and you can bear witness to this, everything he has done, what have Democrats done? Answer me that and we'll continue from there. Okay, first of all, this whole thing of paying $806 billion. Interesting. I wonder who gets the protection. Every state in the United States of America gets protection. You do know that, right? And it is the responsibility of the governor and the senators of the cities to maintain that state to be great. But the moment that they are mishandling funds, you think right now you think that's a lot of money? That's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. They got the privilege to keep all of that land, and the least they can do is pay their fair share. Now, I really find it interesting that the same people that say tax the rich, make them pay their fair share, are complaining And he acts like he is paying that money. You know who pays $806 billion? Not the illegal immigrants. It is the multimillionaires that live in California. But watch how much you can pay once those multimillionaires decide to leave California. You ain't going to have jack squat. So don't brag about something that you have no control over. Eventually, money runs out. Eventually, people that run their countries and states as socialists, they eventually become broke. And the fact that they are in a what? $16, $19 billion deficit, that means debt. The fact that they are in that, it has nothing to do with Trump's tariffs, by the way. That's a big rabbit hole right there, my friend. That is a big rabbit hole. Let's see. Told you this dude ignores the facts. I saw that comment. All right. I'm going to ignore the idiots on my chat. Don't delete the comments. I want to be able to go back and talk to these mofos. Let's see. Ignore. Mike says inflation is transitory. Yeah. Sure. It always is. Tracer, how are you? Thank you for saying hello. Pepe, I don't think you know what semantics is, Pepe. Your brain is not all there yet. Why is this show always about immigrants? Do you care to explain this nonsense? Rodrigo, you act like you're here all freaking day, every day. We talk about a lot of things. But illegal immigrants, we got to get rid of them. We got to get rid of them at all costs. Why can this country be all about Americans? See, you think this is all about immigrants. No. It's not about the immigrants. It's about Americans. About Americans not being respected as the Americans that they are. The fact that Americans are respecting the law and illegal immigrants can come in here and break it and get away with it and then get rewarded for it, that is a problem. I don't even want to get into it right now. I am not really going to get into it right now. Let's see. You're giving up any wealth? What a dumbass. You guys don't answer the questions. Okay, I had enough with you libtards. You guys are as stupid as a rock. Thank you for some of you guys that actually gave me answers instead of insults. But yeah, this guy's. I don't think there's any way that we can help these libtards. I'm really starting to lose hope that these guys can ever learn anything. So why don't we go ahead and jump into smashing Mike Johnson. This is something that's going to make you guys happy. Let's see. What'd you say, Paul? Paul says, I don't know. Notice how these lunatics always saying immigrant, not illegal immigrants. 100%. Always say immigrants. But these libtards think that we don't know that they're illegal immigrants. We are 100% pro-migrants, legal migrants. 100% against illegal migrants. Here we go. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene said Monday that House Republicans have been sidelined by Speaker Mike. This is why she is Marjorie Taylor. Speaker Mike Johnson accusing the Republican leader of only obeying the Trump administration. Well, I read that statement right there, and I can't help to notice. That statement or anything in here talks about the Democrats have been blocking President Trump on everything that he does, and say there is not one little room for leniency. Everything he says the Democrats have been against from day one, including on his first term. This is why I can't listen to libtards. This is why Marjorie Taylor Greene is a traitor. How dare she go talk this crap against Mike Johnson for trying to help the president do what the people voted them to go in. How dare she try to demonize Mike Johnson, which is a servant of the people who happens to align and agree with President Donald Trump and the administration. What are they supposed to do? Fight? Go against them like the Democrats? You see, the way you have to think. They don't tell me how to think. I hate being manipulated. I like to think. I have to think outside the box. This is why a lot of the hateful illegal immigrants that come into my chat, I don't care what they say. But that is what you call a traitor. You call it what you will, but that's what I call it. She goes into the leftist media to say all this shit about Republicans. And yet, she doesn't say all the evil that Democrats have been doing from day one. Block, 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 block. Court. I sound like a broken record. I don't believe anything Democrats say anymore. I had it up to here with them. As far as I'm concerned, the Democratic Party can just die right now. We don't need Democrats. They are a burden to this country. Government shutdown proved that 100% the Democrats are useless in our government. We can get rid of all of them. They can go get regular jobs like everybody else. F these guys, calling themselves servants and yet sacrificing the will of the people for their gain. F that. In a post on the social platform X, Green wrote that she and other House Republicans came courageously roaring into 2025 with legislation that matched the 2024 electoral mandate, only to be totally sidelined by Johnson on their full obedience of the White House. What a hypocrite. That is exactly what they said about her. Remember that? And now she's saying that. Okay. Executive orders are temporary. Means have not obliterated the deep state, and my colleagues constantly trying to pass loyalty tests instead of demanding what is right won't help Americans pay their rent or stop corporations from buying up houses or homes, buy their groceries, provide good paying jobs, and stop foreigners with visas from stealing their jobs, stop American tax dollars from funding foreign wars and causes, or rebuild the value of dollar. Green continue. What the hell happened to her fighting against illegal immigrants getting benefits? What happened to her fighting against Democrats giving billions of dollars to illegal immigrants? What happened to her fighting USAID while giving hundreds of millions of dollars to the Somali economy? What the hell happened to her saying that these countries that don't deserve our money and she's over there supporting them? Why is she not saying anything about the transgender community in Africa and all this other bullshit that the government has been taking American money for? Why doesn't she say that? That's why she's a traitor. She has a new agenda, a personal new agenda. And you can tell by the way she talks and who she's talking to. Marjorie Taylor Greene will never have my respect again. I used to like her. Used to. She got hit. She got greedy. She got paid. She got paid. Just like every other corrupted politician. Once they make money, they smell that money and they sell their soul for $1. Just like she sold her husband for somebody else's moment. Very interesting. Passing effective legislation and get signed into law is permanent and actually solves American problems, she wrote. That is not the president's job. That is her failure job. That is the job of Congress. That's not the job of the president to go and fight for them. The president has to take care of everything, international and domestic. They in the House have a leader to follow. They have a duty to our country. Why is she blaming the Republicans when it's the Democrats that keep fighting, saying no? What can the Republicans do? Not everything that Marjorie Taylor Greene says is true or the right thing to do. To blame everything on Republicans and President Trump now. Do you think that Democrats will not threaten her life and say they're Republicans? We saw January 6th. We saw Democrats in there. We saw Antifa members. We saw FBI agents in there. And they denied everything. Which MTG, the one who said deport all illegals and get rid of H-1B programs, or the one who said don't deport illegals in her state because it's hurting her construction company's bottom line? Oh my goodness. Long Wall says, now that Democrats know MTG is corrupt, Democrats love her. Yeah, yeah. Right. Pepe, oh my God, dude. Why is it that you don't get anything, bro? Why is it that you don't get anything? Do you speak English? Are you doing Google Translate? I don't think it's translate very well for you, my friend. Tanya says, that is the question. Good, I'm assuming you don't really want it like that. Oh, man. She claimed that the Uni Party always wins. Yeah, sure, Marjorie. Leaving the American people empty-handed. Sure, Marjorie. Predicting voters in 2026 and 2028 will ask candidates, what tangible thing have you done for me and how did it or will it make my life better? And she couldn't answer that question. Are you freaking kidding me? After she is a witness of everything that has been happening in our country, she doesn't know? Last week, Greene announced that she will resign from Congress in January. Good riddance. Good riddance. The news came after President Trump pulled his support and endorsement from Greene and called her a traitor. As she is. Greene predicted a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president we all fought for. If she ran for re-election, adding she will not be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. First of all, she doesn't know what a wife is because apparently her priority is to go around spreading her legs at the gym. And I don't mean exercising for health reasons. And she was one of 4 Republicans to side with Democrats in forcing the House to vote on requiring the Department of Justice to release all of its files on convicted sex offenders Jeffrey Epstein. Johnson said the Epstein case was the Democrats' entire game plan. While Trump called it a hoax, Johnson voted for the bill and Trump later signed it into law. Greene's impending exit from Congress could impact Johnson's legislative plans going into January. Now, let me ask you something. If, now, not you, Patriots, but let's say if the Democrats get back in control of the House and they get the majorities in here in the Senate, okay, let's say Democrats get back in power. I want you to tell me how they're going to make this country great. We'll ignore the last 4 years of failure, but I want you to tell me how will they make this country better? Go ahead. Go ahead. How are you Democrats going to make this country better? This is awesome. The subsidies are not for Americans. I'm nuts. It's mostly for illegal immigrants. Go ahead, Democrats. Give me your word. What and how are Democrats going to fix our country, ignoring the previous last 4 years of failure? Show me how great of leaders you have on the Democratic Party. Graham, please, don't ignore my insult. Don't insult my intelligence. The Democrats had it at 9%. The only reason why Democrats did anything sort of okay was because of the tariffs that President Trump had put in place on his first term. Otherwise, it would have been even more disastrous. Mr. Left, Trinity, get rid of Mr. Left. This guy is a dumbass. I swear, everything that he says is just ass. Everything comes out of his ass. Just get rid of him. I gave him enough opportunities to say something without throwing insults. Get rid of Mr. Leftfoot. If you can't, I'll do it. Get the hell off my chat, bro. Don't come back. Let's see. Who else we got? All right, 898. Let's see. Does that mean the economy is screwed up? Why ask that? Oh, no. Because we're trying to fix it. It takes time. You can't just do that in 1 year. It takes years sometimes to fix the problem. Let me see what else we got. Concerned Peter Dennis gives very good economic analysis. Well, some of these libtards don't think so. Florence, that's not a solution. Mate, but, bro, I think I'm going to finish this chat. These guys are retarded. Seriously retarded. You guys make retarded people look like geniuses. How retarded are these libtards? Unbelievable. Oh my gosh, dude. I wish that these guys will say at least one thing that was smart. Oh my goodness. All right, I'll tell you what. I think I want to have like maybe 30 people in here actually listening. If you're a mod, just clear the chat. Go ahead, Trinity. Just do a 45, 47 on there. Everybody that doesn't like MAGA, get the hell off my chat. Don't worry, guys. We're almost done with this live anyway. Let's see. How great of an idea was it for them to demand free-ranging chickens? Send them out to bird flu. Yeah, these guys don't get it, man. Yeah, just clear the chat. I want to have just maybe 30 people in here that are actually listening. All right, well, that's Mike Johnson. And the reason why I defend Mike Johnson is because nobody in Congress, this a cheater and a traitor, Marjorie Trader Greene, is scum to me as of right now. I can't believe all the crap that she's been spewing on the leftist media. And why is she telling it to the leftist media and making all these stories on the side and speaking all these bad things about the president and Republicans, but she has forgotten everything that she stood against with Democrats. All of a sudden, that doesn't matter. Everything is about Trump and the Republicans, right? That's right. That's how a traitor acts. All right. With that being said, I think we have one more, I think. Let's see. Why don't we take a look at the inflation rates, and let's see what they say about inflation. Let's see. Let's do some AI search here. All right. That seems about right. All right. Let's see the annual inflation rate in the United States for 2024 was 2.9, on an annual average basis. Annual average is the average inflation rate across the entire year was 2.9%, which is legit. I think so. Year 23, December 23rd to the December 24th, okay? Consumer Price Index rose to 2.9% during the first 12 months. Oh, wait a minute. It rose. That means that it was high. It was a lot less. Okay. Monthly rates. The monthly year-over-year rates fluctuated throughout the year with a low of 2.4% in September 2024 and a high of 3.5% in March 2024. The 2024 rate represents a decline from the peak inflation experienced in 2022, and 8%. Okay, I said 9%. I stand corrected. 8% annual average, and a reduction from the 2023 average of 4.1%. So the average was 4.1%, and we're at 3%. I will call that, yes, lowering the price. That's what I think. Going from the 8% of the previous administration, comparing the highest, 8% compared to a 3%, I think we're doing pretty damn good. Okay? Now, I don't care what anybody says. If you don't understand what that is, yeah, well, there's nothing I can do. I can do for you. But if I'm going to compare the highest inflation rate from the last administration and the highest inflation rate in our administration, I will take 3% over 8%. Even though the 0.1% is a big difference, we still got to do better. And we're still haven't even gotten those manufacturers done. It's taking time to build. But watch, even though, and this is for you, my patriots, even though we have all these negative things, look at it this way. Sometimes the storm has to get even harder before it's finished. Mark my words. Lord, don't let me be a ridicule. I believe, even though we're in the midst of these big troubles right now, I believe 2026 is going to be a great year for us. 2026. Stay tuned for that. Woman with family ties to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt arrested by ICE. Oh, I got to read this one. Who got arrested? Let's take a look. Let's see. A woman with family relations to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is in ICE custody after being arrested earlier this month near Boston. Bruna Caroline Ferrera. It's Ferreira. I just can't say that in English, apparently. A Brazilian native and the mother of Leavitt's nephew was arrested near Boston on November 12. Her attorney, Todd Parmelo, told CNN. Everybody's going to be arrested. Leavitt's nephew has lived full-time in New Hampshire with his father, Leavitt's brother, Michael, since he was born. Which, by the way, if that is his son, of course, the boy is a citizen automatically, even if he was born in Brazil. That is one beautiful Brazilian, I tell you that right now, if that's her. All right. A source familiar with the situation told CNN Ferreira and the White House press secretary have not spoken in many years, the source said. A spokesperson with the Department of Homeland Security told CNN Ferreira was in the U.S. illegally after overstaying, after overstaying a tourist visa that required her to leave the country in June 1999. And this is the big problem that a lot of people make. All right. Now, if she's getting deported, I am going to be, well, I don't know if she's getting deported. We'll get to that. I will assume that she's not married. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Let's see. A spokesperson with the Department of Homeland Security told CNN Ferreira was in the blah, 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 1999. Okay, Ferreira is a criminal, illegal alien from Brazil with a previous arrest for battery. Oh, my goodness. And is currently in removal proceedings, the spokesperson said. Oh, boy. Bruna Caroline Ferreira is seen with her son in an updated photograph. A portion of this image has been obscured by CNN to protect the minor's identity. Blah, blah, blah. Parmelu said the DHS, the Dennis Herrera show, statement is inaccurate. Say, I got to take it when I got to take it. We dispute that she has any criminal record. She is not a illegal alien, he told CNN Wednesday. If she's not married, she is, because she probably doesn't have papers to be legal in this country, so she is. But let's take a look. Let's continue listening here. Ferreira's attorney said that she was a former recipient of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA, which grants temporary protection from deportation for those brought to the U.S. As children. She was unable to renew her status a few years ago during President Donald Trump's efforts to end the program during his first administration, but is currently in the middle of lawful immigration process for U.S. citizenship, Parmelo said. Ferreira was arrested. Wait a minute. Let me go back here. What is the last name of their maiden name for Carolyn Levitt? Anybody know? Because I don't think it's Ferreira. I'd be surprised if it is. All right. Ferreira was arrested while driving to pick up her son from New Hampshire. Parmelo told CNN. Ferreira and Michael Levitt. Yeah, no, he is Levitt. So she should be. See, they call her by her native. Is that native name? Is that right? Her maiden name, not by Levitt. So I guess that would make sense. She's not married. Were previously engaged. There you go. And previously engaged and have joint custody over their 11-year-old son. Parmelu said. Ferreira is being detained at the South Louisiana ICE Processing Center in Brazil, said Parmelu. The facility is about 80 miles from Baton Rouge and more than 1,500 miles from where Ferreira was arrested. Michael Levitt told CNN affiliate W. Moore, Ferreira has maintained a relationship with their son, but the boy has not spoken to her since her detention. He described the situation as difficult and said he just wants the best for his son. A GoFundMe page verified by Ferreira's lawyer has been created by her sister, Graciela dos Santos Rodriguez, for legal fees and expenses. As of Wednesday morning, more than $15,000 has been raised. Well. Bruna was brought to the United States by our parents in December in 1998 when she was just a child. Since then, she has done everything in her power to build a stable, honest life here, Ferreira's sister wrote in the GoFundMe campaign. She said Ferreira has maintained her legal status through DACA, which, by the way, you guys remember this. Maybe you probably don't know, but President Donald Trump did bring to Congress and try to make all DACA document holders legal residents, and Congress denied that. You guys know that, right? Okay. What is this? Okay, but just wait. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. This is a good story. All right. Okay, so Trump tried to end DACA during his first term, but the Supreme Court ruled his administration had not taken the proper steps to do so. Some DACA recipients have been among those arrested in the administration's current sweeping immigration enforcement. In a recent statement to the Associated Press, Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said those with status under the Obama-era program are not automatically protected from deportations, adding DACA does not confer any form of legal status in this country. Aaron Eagleston contributed to this report. Hey, that's a story from CNN. There you go. All right, so let's take a look and see what you guys understood from this. Let me see. Let me see how far we're gonna go. Tanya says that is a fact. What are you guys talking about here? A lot of people do overstay their tourist visa. Yeah, it just got deep, Brian. People have a plan to do just that, overstay their visa. Yeah, they do. But I mean, she was brought here as a minor. I don't know if I will give that a problem. We need to learn from Poland, says Trinity. Yeah, I know. I met people who overstayed their tourist visa. It's a lot of them do it on purpose. Let's see what else we got here. So Rath says, as a Republican conquered the world, it built massive structures, intelligently designed. Marvin Bernal says, Washington, huh? Wow, Patriots. Tanya at Crunch, I work with as a lead. They were not shy about it. That was back in 2008, 2009. Rath says, however, the founding fathers saw the flaws in simply a Republican form of government and definitely knew the flaws in the democracy and spoke highly against democracy. Yeah, they were, what is it, the Democrat Republicans or something like that? Democratic Republicans. I can't remember the name that they were given, but it's something like that. Doom said, I hope people understand that we don't share too many values with the Jews. Past the Ten Commandments. Doesn't matter. Still got people. We support them 100%. Lone Wolf says, YouTube be shadow banning crap all the time. Yeah, they do. Nicole says she was brought as a minor, but she could have filed the paperwork to stay. I agree. All right, blah, 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 the algorithm basically. Okay. Well, YouTube definitely does. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. Okay. So just so you know, before YouTube cut me off the first time, we had over 400 people actually watching, and then they cut me off, and well, we haven't been past 100 today. Besides, we are getting rid of all the garbage that comes in today. Okay, just so we can talk about this. So here's the thing. Now, a lot of it could be just ignorance, right, or just a lack of information that maybe she didn't know. But I will say this: if what's his name? What's the husband's name? Let me go back. Let's see, where is it? I saw it. Where did the name go? Whatever. Mr. Levitt. Okay, Mr. Levitt. If man, how do you give her a baby and not marriage? Anyways, a stupid question, I guess. Stupid question. If you know if you know that she's illegal, even if at DACA, okay, listen, this is the reason why you gotta love somebody before you make a baby with them. She looks like a pretty girl. She looks beautiful. She looks gorgeous. Gorgeous Brazilian. Love the bronze skin, all that stuff. If that was me, I don't care if she's legal or illegal, DACA, refugee. It doesn't matter to me. Okay? But if I am going to have a relationship with her and I feel she is worthy enough to have my child, I think she's worthy enough to become my wife. Shouldn't that be the truth? And if she becomes my wife as a DACA document holder, listen, she could have done this herself without being married. You go to the website, the government website, you fill out the application, put your information, DACA document holder, I am applying for a green card, and you know what? At least she's doing the process. You don't need a lawyer for that. You don't need paralegals for that. You go to the website, the questions are very simple. They just want all your personal information. They want to be able to do a criminal background check, blah, 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 etc. The worst thing that happens to people that actually do that is they get a fine, and they got to pay that fine. Now, with that being said, if she really was so in love with him and they were a perfect couple, I mean, at this point, I don't understand. I don't even know if they live together. I mean, besides the whole being arrested by ICE. I think they say they were engaged. somewhere in here. I think they said they were engaged. Yeah, I think they said somewhere in there. I can't find it now, but I think they were engaged. So, with that being said, well, number one, I think being part of the Levitt family, there should be some pull. There should be some sort of favor that the president can pull in. And so what? If it's Levitt's, brother's girlfriend, there's got to be some perks to being close to the president. I don't care about anybody's feelings. Don't put your feelings on my chat. Just messing with you, man. Let's see. Lone Wolf, out of touch with younger generation, not blaming Israel for everything. Yeah, well, they're not clean and everything, but I still support them 100%. Now it is up to the older generation to heed my words and understand them. Doom, calm down. Wrath says, my wife, now ex, is the fourth woman I've ever been with. Wow. Man, that's something that I'm not proud of, but mine is in the triple digits. What can I tell you? I was a horrible, horrible, horrible sinner. Chemtrails messed up MTG's mind. That could be a reason. Who knows? Who knows? You don't blame Israel for everything, okay? You just don't do it. Much love to all of you guys. I think that was a juicy story. This is a great example of what happens when people don't take the immigration seriously. She could have gotten that application for that green card many, many years ago, and she didn't. A little bit of negligence on her side, but I don't blame her completely because, well, nobody told her. Nobody told her that she should have done that, blah, blah, blah. They've been hearing President Trump is going to be deporting everybody. You think they would have at least seen some sort of urgency. President Trump is doing a horrible job in the market. Everything is crashing. We are so close to the big depression, big recession. I don't know what we're going to do. We are in trouble. Hold on, let me share this stock market for you real quick. Oh, look at that. I may have misspoken here. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, we're doing pretty good. Oh, man, I love it when a plan comes together just right. Yeah, we need a real leader, guys. This guy sucks. Look how the stock market is doing horrible. What does all this green mean? All this green must be bad. Oh, look at that. Shanghai down. This is a lovely way to end my chat, my little podcast show. Oh, my goodness. Number one, yesterday when I started my... Oh, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate you. Number one, yesterday was negative in the morning when it was starting, and then it turned out to be green by the end of the day. Well, today it's still green. It's still going strong. A lot of people have made a lot of money. Now, look, I want you to pay attention to something. Now, I am not a stock market expert. But if you look at here, if you look at the stock market, look how high we've gone. We've gone down as high as 68.29.54. Okay? And right now we are down to 68.22, it says, but I think it's going down to 68.18. The market always goes up and down, but look at this. In 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, that graph is still looking pretty good. I think it's looking pretty good for the predictions of all the economists. Mike, Shanghai got Shanghaied. Chingo. That's what they got. Oh, man, that's amazing right there. Amazing. Man, you guys kicked all the betas out of here. No, you guys didn't leave no betas. No mercy. I like it. All my mods in here. If you don't know, when I tell Trinity 4547, that means I want nothing but patriots on this chat. Nothing negative, no insults to us, to any of my mods, to any of our American patriots that are in here. Whenever I tell you 4547, that means clear the chat. I don't care about having just 10 viewers. I want to have quality viewers, and sometimes, my friends, cheers to that, Mike. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find the beers. Where's the beers? I found one beer. Let's see. That's that. Cheers to that. I think maybe if I type it, let's see. No, it doesn't work on my laptop for that. Only on my phone. That's all I can find. I think that's a beer. Oh man, it's just a mug with somebody's face on it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at, man, that is some beautiful colors right there. I hate it when it's red. Green looks so much beautiful, except for Shanghai. We don't give a crap about that one. But everything else, guys, man, look at that. The Sensex. 1.21% up. Russell 2000, 1.07. S&P 500.85. The Dow is up 0.91. NASDAQ 0.99. Almost a whole one added to that. I like it. I like it. I got to go take some food to my wife. I hate making this trip because then I got to come back again. And I had to start over with you guys. Guys, I hope that we have a great afternoon show. I know that you guys are always supporting me, and I appreciate you for that. Give me a second here. I want to say thank you to all my members. Thank you to all of you patriots for being in here. Please share, subscribe, and like these videos if you haven't done so. Remember, I want you to share this with our patriots. We want to have patriots on this chat because we want to find a way that we can help our president, the administration, and by the way, Mike Johnson, best speaker ever. Very selfless, very family-oriented, puts God first, and that, my friend, is very important to me. With that being said, thank you guys for being with me today. Love you all.